Ah! Welcome to a nice little stream, ladies and gentlemen. You will recognize Kevin, who has appeared on the channel before. So I've left a link to his channel right here in the comment section. Make sure you guys head on over to his channel, check him out. He does reactions, theories, talks, breakdowns, all of that lovely stuff in English, in the world of all things pop culture. So make sure you head on over there, jump in that comment section, tell him where you're from. Of course, he knows where you're from. And yeah, give our boy some love. How many subscribers are you on at the minute, Kevin?
I think let me see 1.33k looks like.
Oh, we're getting you up to 2k. Get this man to 2k, everyone. Go and subscribe to him right now.
Yeah,
get him
slowly
to 2K.
getting back into it. I will be reacting to that first part of season 6, so check that out when on the 18th.
There you go. You heard it here first. Get over there, get our boy to 2k. Get our boy to 2k. I've left the link here below. Lisa, what's up? Jermaine, come on, pretty boy. Let's go. Hello there. Now, obviously, Darth Prodigy, what's up? Adam, yo, and before I go any further, ladies and gentlemen, to the 13 people watching already, it is Adam's birthday today, so make sure we get a happy birthday in the comments section to my Scottish brother. Happy birthday, Adam, you legend. Crawf, what's up? Oh, look at that. We got some great traction in already. This is freaking dope. I love it. Okay. All right. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. And of course, you know, myself. Now, I did see the comments where about a half hour ago, everyone going, where are you? Well, football was on today, so priorities, that took precedence. And how long is this going to take? Good old Madagascar, and work. I'm good, Charlie Cummings. I hope you're doing well. Dug myself a rabbit hole with that surname there. What new thing we getting for Cobra Kai? A multitude of stuff. Multitude.
Yeah,
happy
also
birthday,
got some stuff about Cobra Kai we can talk about in a bit.
Oh, beautiful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure some of our fellow friends will be joining us as we progress. But as of right now, me and our boy here, we got it locked down. We got it locked down good. So, Kevin, I know you have probably a shit ton of things you want to get off your chest in regards to that Cobra Kai trailer. But before you go any further, look at that. Look at the love right there.
Oh, thanks.
The Eagle Fang merch. Look at that. Beautiful. Come on, England. That's what I'm talking about. And yeah, what did you think of the trailer, dude? Like, what did you think? Because I haven't actually
absolutely loved it. I have seen some people putting it lower on the list, but I can understand why that is.
I understand why.
Because it's the first part, and I do like it. Doesn't really give away too much.
It doesn't hit you the same way the other ones do, kind of thing.
Yeah, but I don't have a problem with that because, you know, the first part's only 5 episodes. They don't want to give away too much. I'm so glad that in my reaction, not post, that I caught Mike in the background behind Dimitri. That really blew me away.
Oh, dude, I didn't even know until someone commented it because it's like a blink and you'll miss it. But I'm like,
and I honestly feel like, for me at least, Dimitri was like the highlight of that trailer. Like I'm really curious to what they're gonna do with Dimitri's character. Because he was really sidelined. Not even sidelined. He was just barely there in season 5. Like I know they wrote it into the story that he was working that season.
He's just been kind of there
to like explain why Gianni wasn't like available for shooting for some of those days. But he kind of did somewhat come in clutch in season 4 because I mean the only reason Miyagi-Do stayed in the tournament that long was because he got Eli on the team. But I am glad that they're going to give him like an actual arc because we haven't really got that
to actually do instead of just standing there.
Yeah, we haven't really seen Dimitri do a lot since season 3.
I'd say season 3 at this point. This guy's just been standing there, not really saying much, and I'm like,
yeah, because he only did like 1 or 2 things in season 4, and like I said, in season 5 he was barely there. Like, yeah, he helped hack into Cobra Kai, but that was like in the finale, and that's really
and like everyone did that. Like, I wouldn't count that as a character arc. Like, that's more of a character.
Yeah. So
than anything.
And I brought it up in your video, so we can probably talk about that. With how Dimitri has been, Dimitri is always, even though he's like, I guess one of the main 16s, he's always been kind of like the weaker link, and I definitely think that is going to start to, and I think that's going to finally start to get to him, especially with how, because if you saw from that clip, Miyagi-Do is bigger than it's ever been, with all those new students. We have Kenny.
It's an army in this thing, and even the background extras that have been there since season 1, they're still there, and I'm like, damn, this army
potentially
is
Sean, depending on what they decide to do with his character.
We
still don't know like how much potential.
If he does join, keep it out of the trailers. Keep it out.
So I definitely think it's that feeling like that weak link. It's starting to get to him because he put all that work into training, and he's probably gonna feel like, I've done all this training. Where have I gone? Because like the only like really big highlight he's done is he made to the semis and was able to somewhat keep up with Robbie, and that's really about it. So,
which is,
and I did bring up this like pitch idea.
Journey, but it's not, like it's a cool moment in terms of his journey, but it's not like one of like the things where I'm like, okay, that's a character arc, I'm like,
so I
just a cool moment.
Yeah, so I brought up this idea in your comments. Dimitri is gonna either get into a fight, or maybe it's Dimitri and Yasmin are like walking home from a date. They either get attacked by just some random people, or maybe even Cobra Kai, depending on if we're gonna get some type of interaction with them before the tournament in this first part. Dimitri tries.
Adrian! What's up, bro? What's up, Adrian? Everyone give a massive welcome to Adrian. What's up, geezer? I love that setup. Look at that.
Oh yeah, I love the lighting. That's dope.
That's I need something like that in my room.
Yeah.
Frickin' hell. Welcome, Adrian. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing really good. Really good. What did I miss so far?
Oh, so Kevin was just touching upon his idea for Dimitri going into season 6. So we were just sort of going through that, really.
Yeah, so
as you were saying,
I could see something where Dimitri and Yasmin are walking home from a date. They get jumped by either just some random thugs or Cobra Kai. Dimitri tries, but he's unable to protect himself and Yasmin, and he has to get bailed out by Robbie, Miguel, or maybe even worse, Kenny of all people.
I actually, I know people would get in the knickers in a twist, but I think that would really set the tone for Dimitri to like really step up. Like, okay, this new guy who bitched around the guy who bullied me, went against this guy. Now he's stepping in on a fight that I should be stepping in on. It prompts him to like push forward, which I think the clip in the trailer where Kenny looks at him with sort of like a bit of admiration. Is like he's proud of him. Like, yeah, you go do your thing. But then Hawk's like, oh shit, I know where this is coming from. It's coming from a place of like he feels like he doesn't match up. He's tired of just being the Ruid, the guy that just stands there to get thrown around and smacked up.
And Eli has felt like that before. We saw him feel like that. Like I think it was in season 3, and especially when Robbie was brought in, he kind of felt like he was being pushed to the sidelines. So yeah, I think that's gonna get to him, and that's probably going to, and I'm a firm believer that's going to push him to embracing more offense and
more than ever,
more aggression, and that's probably what's going to push him to train.
I've never seen Dimitri really embrace Cobra Kai. Like he's rejected it since the start.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting in a full circle from almost like by calling the police to him like smacking the fuck out of someone.
Yeah, where Dimitri is finally going to be hitting his breaking point, where he's being pushed so far and he's tried to be the bigger person. Because I would argue in terms of following like the full philosophies, I'd say he's, in my opinion, the best Miyagi-Do student in that area.
In regards to like the classic sort of lineage and Miyagi-Do fighters, I completely agree. I think there's not many other people. Like he's literally season 4. Yeah, I love that moment in season 4. But he's pretty much just a pure Miyagi-Do. Like I think the Obi-Wan comparisons to him are very much justified because Obi-Wan is very much the true Jedi, whereas Dimitri is very much a true Miyagi-Do through and through. And it would be interesting for him to have an arc where no be there. Sup Forever Red. Shout out to nearly 30 people watching. Appreciate all of you. If this is your first time here, then make sure you smash that like button. Join the Chosen Familia. And the conversation starts here, but carries on in the chat and in the comment section. So comment with any of the points that you hear us raising, and see if you agree. Check out Kevin's channel as well. And what was I gonna say? I had something and I lost it. Comparisons to him and Obi-Wan, like he's a true Miyagi-Do through and through. And I feel like him and Daniel may have like a similar Karate Kid 3 arc going on, where it's like, okay, he embraces the rage and the darkness. I would love. I know it could be a bit on the nose, but I wouldn't mind a moment where Dimitri just socks someone right in the fucking face.
Similar, like almost a callback to Karate Kid 3 when him and or Daniel and Jesse were in that club. And somebody actually pointed this out. If you look, like near the end of the trailer, Dimitri looks not just, he's like a lot more confident, but if you notice, his hair is almost different. Like maybe it's his way of flipping the script.
He's got a cooler thing going on, and
maybe his hair looks very similar to how Miguel's hair looked at the end of season 1.
Yes.
Yeah, someone pointed that out to me.
Damn,
I'm like, that's interesting. Because the first time I noticed that, it wasn't in the trailer, it was in the little promo they did for the Cobra Kai YouTube channel.
Yeah. Dude, his haircut actually looks really fucking dope. It has like its own swagger going for it. I think with Dimitri, they've given him a tame haircut for most of the show, but it's like his haircut in the show is like, let's say like this, like and then all of a sudden he's like, you know what, let's mess it up a little bit, you know, pizzow, and
almost like his like Bully Maguire phase, how he messes up the hair.
I love the fact that I literally was just like, you know what, this man, just pretend he's got the symbiote. Like, it's very much if Peter Parker got the symbiote. Like, and the thing is, Dimitri is a lovely soul. So to see him completely go down a dark path, yes, the Robbie fanboy is saying this. I think it's equally as heartbreaking that he's been like the cornerstone and heart of this show.
Yeah, he's been like the golden boy.
You know, not a bad bone in his body. Him switching things up a bit, I would freaking love that shit. I would be all over it.
Yeah.
What's crack-a-lackin'? What's up, Frankie? Yeah, no, I agree. Clyde Walker Film Talk says Dimitri gets aggressive and tries to start something against the new Teen Vit. That's the thing. I think his confidence is going to get ahead of him, and he's going to pick a fight with
I think he's eventually going to bite off more than he can chew.
Yeah. And the thing is, I know everyone like maybe expecting it to be Hawk and whatever else, and that's fine, but I feel like as much as Dimitri can have a character arc and whatever else, Hawk is, aside from plot, Hawk is a way better. Like, they need him way more than Dimitri. So I think the whole like American flag thing, and I'm interested to hear your thoughts on that. The American flag mohawk.
It's very Apollo Creed.
I think it's a misdirect. I think everyone expects it to be Hawk now because of that. And I know the Cobra Kai page was like, oh yeah, Dimitri's going to die, this, that, but we know he's not going to die. But I mean, well, you never know. But they will badly injure him to a degree where he gets knocked the fuck out. Like it's almost like he may leave it with a scar, you know. And this new guy, played by Brandon Lee, which is the one in the Sensei Kim and Kreese's dojo. Yeah,
the Korean dojo.
Yeah, he is going to be on job, and I think Dimitri's his target, because I think when you look at the characters, the one character that links to Miguel, to Hawk, to Robbie, to Sam, to Tori, one person that's never had a problem with anyone. Like, it's person to person. Even in season 4, when Dimitri like steps up to Robbie, you can see Robbie smiling, like he's like kind of proud of him. You know,
I always had like that headcanon that even though they were on opposite sides, like deep down, Robbie's proud of how far he's come.
It's subtle, but you can see it. Like Dimitri goes and he goes like that, and I'm like, see that? And I think it makes it more heartbreaking if it's Dimitri. Like, I think when you take, I don't know if anyone's seen Power Rangers RPM, but it's like taking imagine Ziggy, someone beating the shit out of him. Like, it's basically like that. You take the lovely slapstick Joker character and you knock their teeth down their throat. It's going to be hard to watch. And with Mike Barnes coming in and saying, oh, yeah, you know, people have died, this, that, whatever. When I saw that clip, it's not like, oh, you know, I'm right. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, shit. You know, so...
like, there's going to be, like, lasting consequences in this tournament if you make, like, one bad move.
Yeah. And I think Dimitri's going to get bloodied up. I think maybe not die, but he's going to get bloodied
up. I don't think any of the kids are going to die, but someone's going to get really hurt. Like, I don't think Cobra Kai is just gonna beat somebody at the tournament. I think they're gonna make an example out of somebody. Like a full anime villain, just punched him over and over again, and even more than that. They grab like Dimitri by the head, show him to like the other team. Is like and he like points to like Robbie or Miguel. He's like, "You're next," and like tosses them out.
And then what if Kreese says, "Finish him"?
Ooh,
bang. And this geezer in this new dojo will. That's why I was like, you know, I'm so glad there's a villains over there.
Yeah,
they can
like genuine threats
that our gray characters can't cross because we care about them, regardless of what side of the fence anyone's been on, whether it's Miguel, Hawk, Robbie, whatever. There's characters that can't cross lines for a reason. Yes, Robbie put Miguel in the hospital. I know, I get it, Yes, Hawk did this, that, whatever. I get it. But those characters have always been gray from the start.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that the ones in Kim's dojo aren't, but they've been conditioned to be more of a threat and more villainous than our characters who have had constant gray characters like in the adults trying to guide them away. These are ones that have been probably indoctrinated since they were kids.
To
train to kill.
In fact, someone pointed this out in a comment. The Korean text on the gi, it translates to merciless.
I don't think Mike was lying. What was that, Kevin? What did you say, buddy?
So I don't remember which video it was. It was a Mike Barnes like breakdown video. I can't remember if it was on Cody's channel or on Shamoon's channel, but someone pointed out that in the Korean dojo, their gis, the Korean text on that, it translates to merciless.
Oh, that's freaking dope. It was one or the other, but shout out to both Sham and Cody. If you guys haven't subscribed to Cobra Kai Nation, of course you have. If you haven't subscribed to Strike First Media, of course you have. But if you haven't, go check them out. One thing me and the lads said last week, I don't know if you guys saw it, was that we reckon the way Silver's going to play this is from two angles. He's going to use the business to infiltrate his way back in and fight from the inside, like no dojo, business-wise. And he's going to hire someone to go into that dojo to hurt both teams.
I actually had a idea about this. You've seen some of the production videos that were going around in Barcelona, right? Have you seen the one with Sam is walking on the beach with some guy? Oh, well, there's like a video of Sam walking on the beach with a mysterious character, and it's clear it's not Tanner, it's not Shola, it's somebody else, and it cuts to that character shirtless practicing like some punches. I had this idea. What if that's sent by Silver to like gain Sam's trust and whatnot, and create a little bit of conflict
infiltrating kind of thing? Dude, I could totally see that, because I think from Silver's angle, he's not looking at this trying to like swoop his way back in and do a dojo. Like there's already too many dojos in the mix. It's going to get messy. So the one thing they can do, and I think would be better, is if you have Silver literally pay to play. He puts someone in the tournament, not to win. They don't have to win. Like it doesn't matter because he tried that before. His way of winning is going to be through the business. But him sending someone, and I don't know how, it'd be interesting to see how they wrap it up. But he's going to send someone in to fuck up both sides of the fence. Like you're going in there to beat the shit out of them. Like it doesn't matter if you win. That's not important to me anymore. Well, it is, but I'm going to win in my own way. I want you to go in there and cause chaos. They can't win if they're all knocked out. Maybe the way he wins is by backing other dojos that are not R2 or something like that. Because he's going to be in the shadows. He's still going to be a threat. And I think it would spice it up a little bit and add a level of Palpatine manipulation to it. Where it's like these guys are so busy fighting each other, they forgot they've got a freaking madman psychopath out there. And I wasn't pointing to you, by the way. Madman psychopath out there, pulling the strings and saying, right, you, and you're going in. I don't care if you win. I just want you to hurt them.
I
get in there and hurt them. And then maybe if they give some grade to Sensei Kim students, it could be because of seeing what this character does.
I could see
something like that. Sup, VRS edits, in a way, an inside person for Silver, basically. Now, if you'd have told me that seasons ago, I would have said no. But now, all bets are off. Like, it's the final season.
Like, things are going to escalate, like, bigger than we've ever seen. Like, bigger than the school.
God, nearly 40 people in the stream. Smash that like button, people. Beautiful. And
to somewhat change the subject, I'll put the link to this podcast with Sean Kanan in the comment. I mean the live chat, but he did tease a little bit of Mike. So we were right that he does mention that, hey, we'll train with this big tournament. They need the best of the best. And Sean Kanan says Daniel and Johnny went to somebody that is impartial, that knows this field, which that's where Mike comes in.
No connection to the kids.
He has no connection. He has a completely unbiased opinion. He's gonna be like, even though he's probably gonna be a bit harsh, he's gonna be real. They've never encountered something like this before, a tournament in this setting before. And he even teased a little bit
to the right guy.
He teased a little bit of Mike and Johnny, and he did say it culminates into something fans have been wanting to see for a while. I think we all know what that means. We're gonna see them fight. because that has always been a question I've seen a lot of people have, even before, even like way back in season 1, like who would win? Who is like the true King Cobra, the OG? Johnny or Mike?
Bad boy of karate.
Yeah, so I'm very curious to see where that is going to go.
Oh, that'd be so fucking sick. Do you know, it actually warms my heart seeing when Sean Kanan posted that clip of him, UG, and Zappa, like they're all hanging out. And I'm like, you know, I'm so glad they brought Mike back, because I know like there was reasons why Mike wasn't as involved as they would have liked in the previous season. And now that they've sorted all that out, now they can involve him more. It just makes sense. And, you know, seeing him interact with Daniel and Johnny, like, I think the best way I could describe it is that, you know, Johnny is the offense, Daniel is the defense, Chosen is the balance, Mike is just the mindset.
Yeah. Mike is, in a way, the experience for this new tournament.
Because even when he fought in Karate Kid 3, he was using defense as well. Like, he was using all the maneuvers. He was just get in, knock their teeth down the throat, get out. Like, don't waste time. Get in there and get it done. The same way Kreese originally wanted Robbie to, you know, finish Kenny off in 3 seconds. You know, but a guy that crosses that cross that line kind of thing. A level, I agree. Hawk season 3 is still.
I could see that happening after Dimitri's match. Like Hawk literally needs to be held back by like Robbie, Miguel, Johnny, so he doesn't like go into the ring to fight that guy.
I think that would be even better, because Hawk, when it pertains to someone he cares about, like when Miguel was put in a coma, Hawk's loyalty is really shining. It shines through so much. And I feel like, you know, yes, he's wearing the American flag colors, and I know it's a reference to Rocky, but everyone would expect it to be Hawk that goes down. It would be 2 on the nose. I think Dimitri going down instead is better. And then what Hawk can do is just unleash. And I think I've said this for months. As much as we love Miyagi-Do to death, and they should win, Sam and Robbie should win, I reckon it will be using Cobra Kai teachings that get them to that final. The same way Cobra Kai beat Miyagi-Do using its maneuvers, reverse it.
Complete reverse.
Like, you use season 3 Hawk against them.
Season 1 Miguel. Season 4 Robbie.
Season 4 Robbie.
In a way, season 4 Sam.
Yeah, in a way, season 4 Sam. Like, using those elements where it's like, okay, motherfucker, I'm going to use your teachings against you. And then kick your ass. You know, like all that crap. I would love to see Hawk unleash on this freaking dude.
Yeah. Dimitri being the one to get hurt. That one makes the most sense. The only other person that I could see game really hurt and becoming a prime target is Miguel. The only reason why I say that is because Kreese isn't just a sensei, he is a strategist, and he knows, he has that mindset, hey, we need to win by any means necessary. He is fully aware that Miguel has an actual physical exploitable weakness, which is his back.
Yeah, it's his back.
He's going to say, hey, this guy, he hurt his back a while back.
That's why I really don't think it's going to be Miguel that wins.
Because I feel like that's a little on the nose and too obvious.
It's such an underhanded tactic, but that's what we're up for now.
Yeah.
Know?
And in a way, unfortunately, I feel like Dimitri's going to be the sacrificial lamb, unfortunately. Like, I think Dimitri's arc, he's gonna make it decently far, probably almost as far as he did in the All Valley, but I just
same level.
Yeah, I don't think he's not, like, he's obviously not gonna win, but it's not gonna be good for him.
He'll make it a lengthy trek of the way. I think what will happen is, like, there'll be so much emphasis on Kenny getting further than him. And Kenny will do great, don't get me wrong, but I think to surprise people, Dimitri will get further.
Yeah.
And
because I think this is where Dimitri is really gonna shine.
I agree. And he's going to go down in the ring. It's going to prompt the 3 boys, you know, that trio, Hawk, Miguel, Robbie, to go and kick fucking ass. And I said this. I think what will happen is Hawk will get disqualified this time, but for the right reasons, on purpose. He will batter him. And then what will happen is it sets it up perfectly for Miguel and Robbie to finish him off.
Yeah.
And Hawk it's like a reversal in season 1. So it's not like, okay, Hawk gets eliminated, it means nothing. No, it's strategic. It's like you get your loose cannon. Who's the hardest hitter out the 3 of them? It's Hawk. Like, when Hawk's on the job, he's taking your head off. Like, so, I mean, that tornado kick in season 3. Mwah. So the way I see it, in that moment, what you do is you have him get himself disqualified on purpose by taking this guy's head off, clean off, knock him out. Maybe maybe he can't compete because you've physically taken him out. And then that leaves Brandon Lee's character versus Robbie and Miguel. Yeah. And then whoever is the guy doing the injuring, gets dismissed because Hawk's taken him out. He can't fight anymore. Hawk's disqualified, but it's like a necessary sacrifice for the greater good.
Yeah.
You know, and then also it would be sweet for us as viewers just to see the fucker get his due.
Just like the original, like the fury of the Hawk finally unleashed again.
Oh, mate, that and this time, instead of doing it for a Miyagi-Do win reason, he's doing it for a Cobra Kai needs to go reason using the teachings that he taught was taught in season 1, but it's a reversal. I freaking adore that. I freaking adore that. How about you, like Adrian? What did you think of the trailer, brother?
Oh, I liked it. I was really impressed with what's his name's kicks a lot because they were legit. Because I'm in
Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun fact, he was Simu Liu's stunt double in Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really? Yeah. And I hopped into his live yesterday. Apparently, this in terms of like a face-to-face acting instead of stunt work, this is his like debut acting role.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's freaking dope. Muzzle top.
That's so cool.
Yo, that's freaking sick. I'm not even gonna lie. That's good. Fair play to the geezer. I mean, if he's watching this, probably not. He's probably not watching this. But I mean, to be fair, you never know. The cast have watched before. Muzzle top to him. Muzzle top to him.
Mm-hmm.
What a legend. That's dope.
Yeah.
Fair play to him.
Mm-hmm.
As you were saying, Adrian, what other highlights have you got?
I didn't quite catch on to Dimitri being taking this arc particularly, but I did sense like there'd be a lot of danger with the students. But yeah, I'm really curious to see where this journey is going to take, honestly.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Like, it's going to be such an interesting ride because we've just got so much shit riding on this, you know, and Clyde Walker Film Talk brings up a great point. In season 1, asthma, couldn't breathe, couldn't stand in season 3. How does he not see in season 6? Maybe because he's got blood, blinded by his tears and choking on his own blood.
Oh, like, I didn't even catch that. That's a good catch right there.
That really is. That's a good catch. I mean, the thing is with our boy Miggy, right? He's the guy that we started with. He is the new age Karate Kid and all that kind of stuff, and that which is great. But I do feel like Miguel has always been the most balanced of the kids. And I feel like he is the evolution. And every season he's growing. Every season he's evolving. Yeah. So how can we make him grow even more? You know, and it's like maybe it could be a moment where like he's bloodied up. He's almost down and out. And he fights through it. Like he really fights through the pain once again. You know, the rise of a champion arc. Kind of thing.
I've had this interesting idea. And I talked with one of my friends about this. What would we get Brand Lee's character? He fights both Miguel and Robbie, but in different circumstances. Like Brand Lee's character and Robbie, they fight each other in the finals. Robbie beats him, and he goes through like a Karate Kid 2 Chosen arc where he is quote unquote dishonored, but he has dishonored Kim's dojo, so he goes after the Miyagi-Dos after the tournament. And then you have Miguel and him fight like just like Daniel and Chosen in Karate Kid 2, like have that death match.
That would be nice because I think, you know,
and it could be similar where like maybe in the environment nobody can jump in and help Miguel. Miguel's on his own for once.
Yeah.
And we could even get a callback where Daniel's like, hey Miguel, you need to be careful. This isn't a tournament. This is real.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that would be so freaking good. And it's almost like, you know, what's it, that Ben Kenobi quote from Empire Strikes Back? It's like, if you want to face him, you'll do it alone. I can't interfere type of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, this is between you two. And going old school means I can't step in. Like, you're on your own. You're really on your own. And I think, you know, him applying the lessons. Like, this is the thing. It's not that I just want Robbie to win the trophy and whatever else and whatnot. It's
it has
that
to be like
with Miguel, I feel like it would mean so much more to his character to apply it to a real fight. Like no,
I think that'll be a much better
freaking trophy, an actual fight outside, no rules, where it's like he's basically having a Miyagi-Do fight with his version of Kreese.
Yeah,
like he's like a Miyagi. He's Miyagi, and the other geezer's freaking Brandon Lee's character.
Yeah,
and it's like a callback to Karate Kid 1, but it flips them and puts them in those roles if they were to actually have a fight in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And I think Miguel showing mercy in that moment and not taking his freaking head off shows a level of maturity and evolution and growth, which Miguel has had since the start of the show, especially when like they're in the school fight and he showed mercy to Robbie and he paid the price. How satisfying would it be? He shows mercy and it works out for the better. Showing him that flip of like, just because I showed mercy, like I showed mercy the last time, I got my ass fucking whooped. This time I show mercy, everything's fine.
Yeah. And you can still have it be similar to season 2 where he's conflicted, because you can have it where this guy has been attacking them, not just in the tournament, but outside of the tournament. Like he's hurt so many of his friends, and he's really like, there's that part of himself, like he really wants to take this guy down, but he remembers this isn't who he is. He's seen what going all in Cobra Kai has done to some of these other people. He's like,
I think
I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be the bigger person.
You know, you've got Dimitri that goes down. You've got Hawk that gets disqualified for it. You know, Miguel that, you know, goes out to whoever. You've got Robbie that wins it, but out in the parking lot, Robbie gets freaking jumped or something and clocked in the back of the head. You know,
or maybe Robbie is too injured from his fights in the tournament to like to help out.
It's going to be a brutal fight. Like, and they're not going to be like just one hit wonders.
No, it's going to be like full force, like almost like a cage match type deal.
Oh, I love that.
Like full, like almost like blood sport.
Yeah.
And maybe it could be similar to season 5 with Daniel, where maybe Miguel, he uses everything he's ever learned, like the offense he learned in season 1, like he punches him similar to how he did with the machine.
It was back a montage of his training over the years.
Yeah. I think that would be sick. And he uses things like wax on, wax off to block and parry. He uses like maybe the pressure point technique, assuming the students learn that, which I think they will.
Oh, and maybe a spinning kick as well. Get that in there.
The tornado kick. Maybe Daniel even teaches him. He reluctantly teaches him the Quicksilver method. That would be sick.
Yeah, I mean, me and the boys were theorizing this last week that we reckon that Kenny's going to teach them the silver bullet technique.
Yeah.
And then what they're going to do is use that against them. So it's like using their methods pretty much against them. And I would love, like, if Robbie's outside, he gets dropped, right? He gets knocked the frick out. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you know, Miguel just snaps into another gear. Like, he's had a whole tournament by this point. Dimitri's gone down injured. Hawk had to make a sacrifice play. And now Robbie, who's now his stepbrother, just got knocked the fuck out as well. Like, that's it. Like, I've cracked. I've had enough.
Yeah.
Like, and then
that's just the male, so we have no idea who the female threat is going to be. What's going to happen to Sam, Tori, or Devin in this tournament?
Yeah. Episode 5, part 1. I mean, it's going to be in the third part. It won't be in part 1 or 2.
Yeah,
but I think the Sekai Taikai is going to be split across both parts. I think part 2.
I think I could see it be they land in where the Sekai Taikai is going to be, but I don't think we're going to see much of the tournament, if any at all.
It'll be just like most of it's and then they'll cut, and then part 3 will have it.
Yeah,
I really hope the final episode or the final 2 episodes are like an hour long. You know?
Yeah, me too. I think they need to make it that.
Like what they did with Stranger Things, just drag it out. Drag it out. Honestly, on God, drag it out. Milk it. I mean, not too far, but milk it. Milk the others so hard the cow's on fire. Like, you know, go all in. Bitch, don't you know I know karate? Yo, sup, RJ?
Sup, RJ?
But yeah, that would be freaking dope, dude. I think that's the thing. Regardless of who wins the tournament, there's so much shit going on this season with all the characters. You never know who's in line to be in some serious danger. It could be anyone, you know? And that's the thing. This is why I want Robbie to win, because outside, I want Miguel to smack the shit out of this arsehole.
Yeah, he finally snaps.
Like, I want it to be, and RJ, you arrived at the perfect time, brother. I want it to be like the Peter and Norman scene from No Way Home.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be like that, where he's like, bang, bang, bang.
Like maybe that character is like, after I kill you, I'm going to, your mother and your little sister or brother, or whoever the baby's going to be, is next. And that's like, okay. He goes all in. He maybe even make it where he like tears his shirt off. He has a full shirtless fight scene and goes.
Oh, that would go so hard, man. And that's the thing. That's why I want him to not win because I want him to have the real fight. Like,
have him be in a real fight,
like a real fight.
He's never, aside from, I guess you want to count like the season 2 and season 3 brawl, but he's never really been in a serious like life or death situation fight. In fact, I don't think any of the characters really have. If I think about it,
if there's, and this is the thing as well that I touched upon before, for everyone that calls me a Robbie fanboy, I want Miguel to have the best fight scene in the show. One that's the most important, where you could literally take someone's head off and kill them, and you don't. Like, I think Miguel should have that scene. There's no better character for it. I think it carries such a emotional weight, where it's like the little Miggy that we started with. And imagine while every punch, we're seeing flashbacks to young Miguel when he first started his journey, and that sweet boy, he avoided fights. Because I will never forget the opening of season 2, right, where Carmen's sitting at Johnny's house, and she's like, there are things I didn't like what I saw. We've never seen Miguel embrace the dark side like that.
Yeah, we saw him like dip his toes in it for a bit, but never all in.
I want to see it so freaking bad.
Me too. I think that would be so satisfying to watch.
I mean, it was one thing to see Hawk have a dark turn and Robbie go at the dark side and shit, but I want to see Miguel go there. And doing it in the tournament, nah. You're doing that shit outside in the parking lot. Like, I want to see that out there. And this is the other thing that I want to stress is like, oh, you just want Robbie to win. Obviously. Come on, duh. But then also, I want Miguel to have that moment out the tournament, because there's just no character amongst the kids who I think deserves that more than him. You know, it's a moment of you're taking all the lessons you've learned to stop yourself from getting bullied and applying it to a situation where your life could have changed forever. And it echoes back to Johnny and Kreese in the first film, when Johnny's life went down the shitter because of that moment. Miguel's life goes on the up. It's a reversal. It's like breaking that cycle completely. Robbie breaks the cycle of Cobra Kai for his dad and beyond. Miguel breaks the cycle of his basically newfound dad, his dad, you know, and beyond. Like, it's so powerful, you know. And is it so bad for Robbie to doing this? Yeah, I don't know. People just, the thing is, it's because Miguel's the main kid that sometimes people get kind of biased and they just kind of the main guy.
Like see him as like the new Daniel. He's like the new Karate Kid.
The new Karate Kid. I'm like,
I don't really think.
And this is it exactly.
I don't really think there really necessarily is a quote unquote new Karate Kid. In my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think that's the thing is that Miguel is a new age Karate Kid in a way, but I think you can apply that to all of the kids. Like
he's so much more than that. He's evolved beyond that. Like they were obviously kind of setting that up at the start of the show, but he's grown and evolved beyond just that. And I think that's why I like his arc in season 4 so much. He finally grows. Like I know a lot of people thought, oh, they nerfed Miguel like that. That was the whole point. He wasn't supposed to win. He was finally growing beyond just being Johnny's top student, the Robbie's replacement or whatever, or fighting for the trophy and nothing more. He was growing and trying to discover who he was.
Much more meaningful arc, like his life, you know.
Yeah, like even though I do kind of wish they took the Mexico arc a little bit differently, I do still like what they did with him.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think
that it was really important for Miguel to go through that specific journey.
No, I completely agree. And I think Miguel has been set up for a long time to do something outside of the tournament. And here's the other thing, right? This is the other reason that I give. It's personal for Robbie to win it. Not saying that Miguel has no reason to win it. They'll give him reasons. But right now, it's personal. Like that, everything Cobra Kai is the reason for everything wrong in Robbie's life. And I've said this from day one. All right, he kicked Miguel over a railing. I can't believe I'm saying this. Get over it. It was 3 seasons ago, for Christ's sake. The man went to juvie and got smacked up for how many months, came out, Miguel battered the shit out of him. Like, he's had his due, okay? He's had his due. Of course, there's still a road to redemption that he still has to complete, which he will. He's on that road. But what I feel like is so much more palpable, and the bit that people miss, I would like to extend this. Imagine you have a father. You're 16 years old. You don't see this motherfucker for 16 years of your life. Then all of a sudden, he's like, hey, I want to be a dad to you. The minute Miguel comes in the picture and then he fucks off. How do you think a 16-year-old boy is going to feel?
Yeah.
And the point of Cobra Kai, which has shown us time and time again, but again, people get so caught up in the, I'm Team Robbie, Team Miguel shit. No role models. That's why Tori goes the way she went. That's why Hawk went the way he did. That's
I'd argue if Daniel never met Mr. Miyagi, he would have turned out very similar to Tori.
I agree. a hothead that always gets into trouble, always starting fights.
Yeah, that's always. I think that's why I'm really looking forward to what they do with Tori this season, because I think Tori is finally going to have an actual role model, like outside of just being a karate teacher.
I'm so happy she met Chosen. I was like, yep, that's a good fit.
It's either going to be Chosen or it's going to be Mike, or maybe both. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind both. I think that would work nice.
Yeah, like maybe Mike is going to be her karate mentor. Maybe they can bond for a bit, but maybe Chosen's going to be like the actual Miyagi in her life to kind of put her on the right path.
I think she'll relate to Mike more, but I think she'll listen to Chosen's teachings way more.
Yeah, because Chosen was like very different in his youth, and I feel like Tori could probably relate to that.
Yeah. No, exactly that. And I think echoing what someone said above. And then we can switch to Tori and Chosen for a bit, because that's actually a really good jumping off point. Is when I put it to you like this, all right? Everyone's got their reasons. Robbie's student, his pupil, was brainwashed and turned into a legit fucking thug, right?
Yeah.
His girlfriend was tortured. His dad was beaten the shit out of. Like, he's the one that challenged Silver twice. He's the one that Kreese wanted specifically. Like, it's right there, man.
Yeah, and even Kreese himself, and I believe this was a deleted scene. Kreese himself said that he has way more potential than Johnny ever did. And I think he's right. He's right.
Exactly. And they were going to give him the win in season 4.
Yeah, but then they changed up the story.
It's like, why?
I honestly feel like even if Eli lost, I still think it could have worked for his redemption arc, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that, if Robbie had won in season 4, I would be saying no doubt in my mind Miguel's winning.
Yeah.
No doubt. But because he didn't, why would they take it out? And even Tanner said it himself. Why is he not winning again? Like, if you can give Eli a trophy, you can give Robbie one. Like, I'm tired of this. Okay, we love Hawk, the power of the Hawk, yeah. But if you can give him one, Robbie deserves one. The actual son of Johnny Lawrence. Even Kreese said it himself. Your actual son. No offense, but your actual son.
Yeah. In fact, I believe
for his whole life,
depending on how, like, where that relationship, them fixing that is going to go. I am a firm believer by the time we get to the tournament, Robbie is going to legally change his name from Robbie Keene to maybe Robbie Keene Lawrence, or maybe just Robbie Lawrence, but it's mostly going to be Robbie Keene Lawrence.
I was saying this to Sham the other day. I would love Lawrence Diaz.
Ooh.
I think that name would go so hard for Miguel and Robbie. It just, it's because Diaz is such a sick surname. And I don't get me wrong, I love Keene, but Robbie Lawrence Diaz winning the, beautiful. I would have chills. If like merging Karate Kid and Cobra Kai, I would feel it. But yeah, like that's the, I've listed those reasons a plethora of times, and I've like some people out there just don't listen. And it's okay to say if you just want Miguel to win it because he's your favorite character, that's fine. But it's like, I'm literally giving you the reasons.
Yeah.
Storytelling. Like, it's nothing to do
like, this is like an actual arc.
I'm an actor, for Christ's sake. These bloody internet dwellers. But yeah, like, and that's a good point. We can leapfrog into Tori and Chosen for a bit, because that's a really good point. I'm very much excited to see what Tori has in store for her and how she can Miyagi Do. Like, that's going to be so cool to see.
Yeah, because it was very easy for her to adapt to Cobra Kai because that fit her personality. She was, even before she walked into that dojo, she was already pretty aggressive. And I believe in season 2, she stated that she had like kickboxing experience as well. So having her go on a mainly defensive like style is going to be a very interesting learning curve for her. And because even if though she's in the dojo, like, she still has her own personal issues to work through. And I think that's where like Chosen, Mike, maybe even Daniel comes in. I actually think we could see a scene, and I think it's going to be very early in season 5 where we're going to see Daniel notices that Tori has her hand is bandaged, and then Tori's like, oh, this happened, and it's like, okay. And maybe we could even see Daniel help her with put on a new bandage to say, hey, listen, despite everything that happened between you and my daughter, I know exactly what it's like, because I was put through the same thing with Terry Silver. He made me do something very similar, and I think it would be such an interesting dynamic to like explore that potential relationship.
Yeah, I agree.
Because in season 4, we already got Tori and Amanda, and we're probably going to see that again this season. But I would just love to see some scenes with Daniel and Tori, because I've always wanted to see Daniel interact with other students outside of just Sam and Robbie. Like I wish in season 4 we got to see more Daniel and Hawk scenes. I wish we got to see.
That is one of my
Daniel
biggest
and Dimitri
complaints of
more
season
scenes.
4. Like I remember one video I did where I was like, imagine a scene where Daniel's sitting with Hawk and he feels like that sort of Robbie gap that he was missing there. Where Hawk's like, I've been filled with like rage and anger, and then he just does one-to-one lessons with him, teaching him inner peace. It would make his win have so much more.
I really wish we got. I actually think that it would have been so cool.
Oh, they did him so dirty in season 4, man.
He takes him to the same forest where he trained Robbie in season 1. They even have a talk. Hey, listen, I've been a hothead, and he could even tell him about his time in Cobra Kai. He's like, okay, I understand now.
Into what I was. I feel like because I remember, I'll never forget the foreshadowing when Daniel told everyone the story about being in Cobra Kai, and then the camera lingered on Robbie, and I'm just like,
yeah, it was very clear from then on. Like,
I know where you're going soon.
That's where he was going.
I was like,
I feel like even before that scene, I feel like there was some small setup that about the potential of Robbie joining Cobra Kai. I feel like they've been foreshadowing that for the entirety of season 2, because even Kreese was like, hey,
1 and 2.
Let's get your son
1 and 2 set that up from the jump. I was like, because he was destined. There is a world where he doesn't see Miguel and Johnny hug. He actually joins.
Yeah, because that could have happened.
He joins.
Yeah, if he was like, let's say he either arrived right before that, or maybe like after they hugged and he left. Like if he arrived, like let's say a few seconds later, the story would have been so different from now from what we know.
Just that slight thing would have changed a lot of things. And then imagine that Robbie, Hawk, Dimitri, and Miguel together from the start.
Oh, that would have been.
There would have still been some beef, because it's like, hey, you're not that's my dad, blah blah blah. But it wouldn't have been like Dojo War level. It would have been like bickering,
like that move I learned from your dad.
And then you're suddenly, you won't even be you anymore. You have some poor kid's blood on your like. It's right there. I swear, God, Jesus, oh Christ. I'm
very
so
curious what they do with Sean. Like,
and
I think Sean is going to be a bit of a wild card, but imagine if Sean like officially joins the dojo. Because here's they need him, especially with what we see. Kreese and Kim are cooking up.
He is an enforcer. That's why you need him and Kyler, because they're enforcers. Like,
because even Robbie, with like the 6 to 8 months of training he had, he still struggled with Sean. Like, the first time he was jumped, but even when they were fighting 1-on-1, he was still kind of struggling.
It was still a jump. I think with like Anthony and Bert and Nate, they're like the pawns. You send them in first, they get dropped, right? Then you send in the enforcers. That's Kyler, Kenny, and Sean. You send in those guys. Then you send in Pimp Dimitri. I can't believe that's canon. Me and the boys called that years ago. Like we said, in an alternate universe, Pimp Dimitri for a laugh, and it's actually happening. And then you send in the 3 big boys, like you move them around like chess pieces. And Hawk says it in season 5. You need a team, and everyone has a special role. They need 2 enforcers, like 2 freaking security guards, like
like they're the tanks, they're the heavy hitters.
Yeah, like Kyler's he's not like a Sean that's like a brute that's going to throw you, but he's a grappler. He can choke you out.
His wrestling training,
and he's a wrestler. You've got Sean that can just grab you and toss you. Like that's exactly what an enforcer.
I feel like with the wrestling aspect of Kyler, I feel like I was kind of underutilized in my opinion, because I think you could have done something so interesting with. You could have actually made Kyler like a legitimate threat instead of just him being like the comedic punching bag.
That's legitimately why before season 4 dropped, I did a video on why I thought Kyler would shine. It's because like combining his wrestling with karate.
Yeah, that would have been so useful in the tournament.
That's like MMA fighting. Like you literally grapple someone down onto a ground and you fucking bang them in the face. Like it's like. I'm like, you could have done way more with that, but
And on that note, with the MMA thing that you mentioned, I am a firm believer that what's going to set the Sekai Taikai apart from the All Valley, there's not going to be like a point system. I think it's going to be like karate combat. It's going to be full contact. And I think that's going to be something that these kids are going to need to be really prepared for.
I guarantee you Dre Parker is a former champion. Guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Maybe because if you go back and watch that promo for the Cobra Kai YouTube channel, there's a shot of Sholo in like a hallway, and there you see like other pictures of fighters on there. I think that's probably like the hallway of champions or something. And maybe they can throw Dre in there. Maybe for like a little bit of fan service, they could like throw Leo Howard up there too.
Imagine them walking through it and Mike points it out, and then they walk along, and then someone's like, "Oh yeah, that guy was from like a few years back," and it's freaking Jaden Smith.
Yeah,
because I know everyone's unsure whether the Karate Kid movie is set in this universe and whatever else. I'm just gonna quash this immediately. No one cares about the Karate Kid mythology like that to that level. Like, you know, we love it. We love it. We'll be there regardless. The average person doesn't give a frog's fat ass to that level. It's within the Cobra Kai universe in some way, shape, or
whether
form.
you like it or not.
It's just a separate thing, you know.
Yeah, it's like it's so far in its own. It might as well be its own thing. Like it's set in the same universe, but it's almost like a Blue Beetle. Like Blue Beetle was set in the DCEU, but it was so far removed from everything else, it might as well.
They were like, yeah, you can just keep it in the DCU.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be something similar like that. In fact, I believe that's what I can't remember who it was, if it was Josh or John, that did put out a statement with Screen Rant about regards to the new movie that's coming out. That's basically what he said, that it's set in the same universe, but there's not going to be a set. The show's not going to set it up. It's just going to be its own thing, but it's still going to be connected.
Yeah, which is fine.
Like it's fine. It's fine
as long as it doesn't tamper with this show. Then I'm all for it. You know, and I think
I don't think that. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if not a single. I don't think anything from Cobra Kai is going to be mentioned, if I'm being honest. No. Like, we'll probably give references to the Karate Kid movies, but they might throw like Blinky.
Daniel might say to the newbie, "It's like I'm always picking up the strays," you know, something
like a throwaway line like that.
Yeah, and it's like, oh yeah, like when you picked up Robbie, you know.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like that. But now, don't get me wrong. I would love it if they got, like, I don't know, like maybe Mary makes a cameo. It's not going to happen. As much as I would like it to happen, it's not going to happen.
What's not going to happen, Kevin? Sorry, bro.
Any Cobra Kai characters, like, and I'm talking about like characters that introduce
its own thing. I think they'll leave it well enough.
At most, we might see Amanda have like a brief cameo, but that's probably it.
Yeah,
like you could have it be like maybe Daniel is like FaceTiming Amanda and Sam, and maybe they could do something with that, but that's probably the full extent that they'll do. And depending on his art, they might do something. They might do something where maybe there's like a photo like in the background, and if you look really close, you can see like the other characters there. Like you see Miguel, Robbie with Daniel. That's something they could do, but that's probably the full extent.
Evening, Stuart. How are you, geezer? Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think that would go hard. That would go so hard, and it would be nice. Yeah. I think there's lots of good potential and oatmeal in store coming up that season. Stu!
Yeah.
Ralph wasn't in the most recent set for it in the movie, so people are theorizing he won't have a big part.
Yeah, because he wasn't even there for the rap. I don't even think he was there for like the rap photo or the rap party at all.
Yeah, he might
have been, but maybe they're keeping it
season 6 promo. It's probably like, hey, I kind of want to promote what I'm actually caring more about, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that may be a reason why. He may have rapped ages ago.
Yeah, because even the movie itself wasn't filming for that much. It was only filming for like what, 3.5 months. It was like very quick.
Movie. It's going to be an hour and a half.
Roughly. It's going to be pretty short.
I think that he will have a sizable role, but I think Jackie Chan will be the lead.
Unfortunately, but you know, because even though Ralph is going to be in the movie, it's very clear this is probably going to be more so a soft sequel spin-off of the 2010 Karate Kid.
Yeah, a soft sequel to that, soft spin-off of Cobra Kai. Like they're building a universe. Yay! But to be fair,
I don't know. What would you call the KKCU or something? Nope, no, let's not do that. The Karate Kid Cinematic Universe.
Open wide.
Not that hot. This guy woke up this morning. He was white.
Jacob is the main, but hey, shh! I've signed an NDA. Don't tell people. I mean, come on, check out the guns. Like, get me in there. Whoa, hey yo.
To move things along.
I'm extremely hyped for Cobra Kai. I suppose we could take a leapfrog moment to another topic. We'll definitely talk more Cobra Kai just before.
All right. When we get back to Cobra Kai, there is one last thing I'd like to bring up to the discussion.
You know what? Do it now.
All right. So I'm just going to put a quick disclaimer here. This is from TV Source Magazine that they did tease a few plot lines here. Now, I'm going to stress this. This doesn't reveal like big stuff, but it does like reveal plot lines. I don't know if you guys want me to share it in the discussion.
So
I'll just
you can share it, but everyone in the chat, big disclaimer: get the Get
here's what I'll do. I'll put a
here.
link to the article for any of you who want to check it out. I'll put a link into the live chat.
For anyone that wants to check it out, then there's the link. Anyone who doesn't, keep scrolling. Jacob versus Robbie. Jacob loses because he can't bring himself to even pretend to hit his. No, he's my son. Honestly, shout out to Just Us because the reaction. I forgot his name. Is it Cameron?
Oh, Just Us.
Yeah, they reacted.
I checked them out.
3. It was the best freaking reaction I have seen to anything Cobra Kai. As soon as Kreese was like, "Come on, son," he gets something.
That was hilarious. I love that.
My fucking son is being claimed right now. I'm like, yes, thank you. It's my fucking son. Leave him alone. Fucking, how dare you? How dare you?
All right. So now each of these is like separated into like their own paragraphs and they have a title. So we're going to start off with the obvious one. Girls, so confusing. Miguel and Robbie, played by Cholo Montevideo and Tanner Buchanan, spend the early part of the season working to repair the rift between Sam and Tori following the years of bad blood. That was obvious. Now this is the next part that's
I'm looking
interesting.
forward to seeing that.
But it's an unlikely person who helps the two leading karate ladies begin to move forward. Most likely Chosen or Mike, or assuming they were able to get her back, Julie, I guess, maybe.
I
don't know. How would you feel about that? They use Julie as a way to like bring them together.
I would love that. I think it would be so good. I think. Okay, I hope people don't take this the wrong way. I would love if it's like a female presence that does it. Like I think it just works. Like it just works for me, especially because Julie was such a hothead herself.
Oh yeah, that's true.
A bit of Sam and a bit of Tori. Like she's like neither. She's like a bit of both. So I would freaking adore if it was Julie Pierce. I would love that shit. I think with it being the final season, all bets are. If she doesn't appear, then fine. But I think there is an opportunity to squeeze her in there somewhere, and I think you can definitely manage it. You know, it would be fun to see. Yeah, I would love to see it.
Okay, next one is working 9 to 5 in an attempt to build a life for his
that was me this
family.
week.
Johnny enlists Chosen, played by Yuji Okamoto's help to find a new home. He also begins a new job at a very familiar location. So I think 2 possibilities. 1, he works with the pawn shop guy, which would be hilarious. 2,
LaRusso
Auto. Option 3, which would be even funnier. He goes and works at the bodega with the guy from season 1.
Yeah,
that would be funny.
That would be hilarious.
That is interesting that he's getting Chosen's help to find a new home. So maybe he's going to move out of the Reseda area and actually maybe get a house or something. That could be interesting.
That would be nice, especially with a baby on the way. They can't live.
Because he has like one. I think he only has like 1 bedroom in that apartment anyway.
Johnny's like, you know what?
It's going to be tough to raise like a family in like apartments. Yeah, so it does make sense that he's probably gonna look for a house. So that's gonna be an interesting little arc there. Next one, now this one is the most obvious. Make it pink and blue. Basically, it says, speaking of Johnny's family, fans will finally learn the gender of Carmen's baby. Girl. Yeah.
Go. 100%. It's a go.
I don't think like it just makes sense for story-wise.
Like, it's like, would it be nice for it to be a boy? I mean, yeah, sure.
But I feel like it would just be such a cool learning curve for Johnny to, because boys are probably the easiest for Johnny. When it comes to girls, that's going to be a challenge.
I think the dynamic he has with this girl will be similar to him and Devin.
Aisha.
Like how him and Devin are, like, you know.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I'm
very curious to see, because it looks like they're going to get a lot more scenes together.
Of time together, which is good.
Yeah, because there was a shot in there where it looked like he was like picking her up from her house to, I'm guessing, to train or maybe to like that a party, which that's probably where that pillow fight between him and Tori.
Will we finally learn what happened at Applebee's? Did you guys not think it was a weird transition in the trailer to go from to bang like that? It was like, you know, hitting with a freaking pillow and then kicking the shit out. I'm like, the editing team, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's probably where it's at. It's probably the gender reveal party, because we see Amanda and Carmen with pink and blue cups. So that's probably where it's gonna
imagine down the road, bro. Like someone answering, like someone knocks the door to take Johnny's daughter on a date 20 years from now or whatever. Oh, and Miguel and Robbie answer that door.
That poor guy, whoever that's gonna be.
R.I.P. Good luck to you.
Yeah.
You've got freaking Aunt
Two
Barnes
overprotective brothers, an overprotective mother.
Aunt Chosen. I just said Aunt Chosen. Jesus Christ. You've got Uncle Chosen, Uncle Barnes, and Uncle
Daniel
LaRusso sitting over there. You've got Miguel and Robbie answering the door. Like, nah, I'm good.
No, it's gonna be like a recreation of Bad Boys when Reggie was picking
up. Lol.
Yes.
Adam knew. Do you know what? I would freaking love. I stand by this idea. I want Kreese cutting the turkey at Thanksgiving with everyone sitting around the table, someone doing an Ant-Man narration of how this all happened. So it's like, okay, so these two were together, then she got with him, and then they fought each other. He kicked him over a railing. He was actually my student. I tried to kill him back in the day. Like, just imagine that. Like, freaking, I don't know, Dimitri, or not Dimitri, sorry, like, I don't know, someone brings home a person and then they have to explain how all the characters are connected.
Yeah,
and then you've got Kreese flirting with freaking Daniel's mum, and then Daniel's sitting there, like, what the fuck? Like, what the? I stand by it. I think it would be freaking hilarious. Like, they don't have to make it canon, but please do that as a little alternate scene, like, where everyone that's happy.
That would be funny.
Kreese cutting the turkey, no mercy, and then he starts flirting with Daniel's mum, and then Louis tries to square up to him, and then Kreese gives him a look, and he backs down, and then Chosen steps. Oh, I need Chosen and Kreese to interact.
Yes, I would. Oh, I need that. I would love to see that. I need that. All right, next one, Captain's Crunch. A newly announced rule of the Sekai Taikai throws a wrench into the dojo's planning, leaving room for only a few to make it to the tournament. This rule reopens old wounds and ignites new rivalries in the process.
Ooh.
That's probably what leads to the fights we see, like Miguel and Robbie, Sam and Tori.
All right.
I'm guessing it's probably going to be like you can only bring like a certain amount of people on your team, like let's say 6 to 7 people. That's probably why, because if you saw in both the trailer and in the promotional images, we see them doing like that tag exercise. Yeah, that's probably them like fending.
They can only take a select amount of fighters along the way. Terry brings the fruitcake, Norman Osborn stuff. Yes, please. Jesus, imagine that for a scene. I mean, hey, comical genius. But yeah, no, that would be freaking dope. I think it makes sense because it would being the Sekai Taikai, having too many fighters show up is too messy. Having one solid team, it's like, okay, pick your strongest team.
Yeah. Like, I could see like maybe everybody still goes, but only like a certain amount are able to compete. Fighting. You see the others like either in the audience or maybe they're on the sidelines, similar to how Ali was and Karike one, like cheering on their friends or something.
3 lead fighters and 3 alternates. So I assume the core is Miguel, Robbie, Sam, Tori, and Hawk and Dimitri. Yeah, maybe. Or this is the thing. I think Dimitri's spot's going to go to Kenny.
Interesting.
That then makes me feel even more worried about Dimitri now.
Yeah.
Then what if Dimitri's fighting for his place and this jackass knocks him out before the tournament? Like, because the thing is, I feel like you've set Kenny up to go.
Yeah.
And all of that shit they gave him in season 5, pushing him the way they did, as much as I'd love him to be there, I feel like it makes more sense for Kenny to be there, especially right now. Kenny, in my opinion, way better. And Dimitri, I love him. But like I said, if he's the sacrificial lamb, he may go before the fucking tournament.
Yeah, they could like jump him like right before the tournament, and it could be one of those things where we get our first confrontation with Cobra Kai right before the tournament, and he's like, normally I would show no mercy, but I'm going to leave you off with a warning. This is your one and only chance to drop out of the tournament, or you're going to end up like him.
Yeah.
And this is where all of our fighters, like all our characters, they're at their lowest point. They lose all their confidence. They put all this time to train. It feels like it's all for nothing. And then we get like, the typical like inspirational speech to lift everybody's spirits up when they go to the tournament. Like, I think I could see something like that happening.
I agree, man. Like, what if Dimitri is scowling at Sean?
Ooh, Dimitri.
Oh, that would go hard. Oh, that would go so hard.
Maybe that's why Kenny gives him that certain look.
Could you imagine if Dimitri beat Sean?
Yo, that would be insane. Like, he puts that offensive like aggression training with Mike, assuming that is what's going to happen to good use.
I know. What did Dimitri do? I know, but it's just I feel like Dimitri is the sacrificial lamb. Something's going to happen to that boy.
Because Hawk already got injured last season. Miguel kind of took his kind of got injured in season 4. Tori got injured, so I think Dimitri makes the most sense.
I really agree. I feel exactly the same way. I really don't feel like it's in a position where I would love them all to go, but if they're really splitting it up into 6, you have 6 fighters that are the focus. Miguel, Robbie, and Hawk, not even a question.
Mm-hmm.
Sam and Tori, not even a freaking
Dimitri.
question. That leaves Dimitri, Kenny, and Devin. Now, Devin is cool, but we know that, she's cool, but she's not there yet. That leaves Dimitri and Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
What if, in that moment, Dimitri's fighting for the final spot?
And he doesn't make the cut.
And he loses to, let's say,
Kenny.
I don't know, because like Kenny and Hawk are standing next to him.
Or worse, he loses to Anthony. No, that's not going to happen. Then again, we don't know what Anthony is capable of. He has a lot of untapped potential.
Yeah, I really feel like, and I've said this before, and I know the boys are going to make fun of me, but I keep fucking saying, I don't believe it. Kenny would whoop his ass. Yeah, I know. I'm not talking about Kenny. I'm saying that Anthony has been already given a setup with someday
ever since season 4.
Family. Why would they give him that for no reason?
Yeah, that's probably going to come in.
The only one to ever land a hit on Miyagi.
Mm-hmm.
That's important information. This is where I feel like media literacy is dead. Sheesh. Yeah. No, I agree. We've got them all on the same page. Mm-hmm. 5 now with Kenny, to be fair. Yeah. I mean, Cody, shout out to him. He does not like Anthony. That's totally fair.
Anthony's a bit annoying, but I definitely think he is being set up for something big to happen. Like, I'm not expecting this man to win the tournament. Okay, it's very clear he's not, but he's gonna get some type of big moment. Like maybe in the next final big brawl, everybody's preoccupied. Anthony, and maybe like some of the lesser used characters like Chris, Bert, they're left behind to look after like maybe the parents or something. Like a bunch of Cobra Kai's break in, and maybe Anthony is the one that takes charge or something.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All right, this next one. Now we've got Bad Blood. Now this one is one of the more interesting ones. The long time friendship of one duo is threatened thanks to a major secret about future college plans. Needless to say, this one secret that can't stay buried forever. I feel like this only fits one duo.
Shoot.
Hawk and Dimitri.
Yeah.
So that's going to be something interesting. Like, because Hawk and Dimitri, I guess, they technically had somewhat of a rivalry in the past, but it was very
more of like bickering and on opposite sides of each other. And
this would be very interesting. Maybe that's why Hawk has like a bit of a look to him. Maybe it's not being concerned. Maybe it's something else entirely.
Because if you notice, when they have the two, let me get the moment of the trailer, because there is a moment in the trailer where you see the two teams.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on a minute. Okay, let's find it. I mean, obviously they put Miguel and Robbie on the same one. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They put them on separate ones. It's because the reason for that is because they know.
Yeah.
Like
they also, I think they put Sam and Tori on the same team as well, which I thought was interesting.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. I want to see if I can find the shot of where the two teams are squaring off against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like the two teams. But I do have a feeling that I'm sure everyone will go, but it's their 6 fighters that will be representing them. So obviously, like, Miguel, Robbie, Sam, and Tori, they're safe. Their spots are fine.
Yeah.
Where is it? Hang on. I'm trying to find the shot of the freaking. All right. Here we go. I've got it. He's got it. All right. Okay. All right. Now, in this shot, you've got Sam opposite Hawk, Tori opposite Dimitri, Anthony opposite Chris, I assume, and then Mitch opposite. Wait, hang on. Wait, what? Something's not right here.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, hang on. Look behind Hawk's head. There's a bit of white there. Maybe there's another person there.
I reckon that's Devin then, maybe. Or is Devin on this side?
No, I think Devin's on the other side, because I remember in the images that were shown, there's another shot of this, and they were kind of. It almost seemed like they were kind of going at each other, like they weren't teams. It was almost like a battle royale type of thing.
Oh yeah, I saw that photo. Maybe it comes down to Hawk and Miguel against Robbie.
I think that you're right, because there was an image of Hawk and Miguel and Robbie on the other side, with the tags on. So maybe those are the last 3 standing.
So yeah, in the last 3 standing, like, but I mean, look at these matchups here. You've got Sam versus Devin. Sam's winning. Tori versus Hawk. Hawk should win. Anthony versus Dimitri. Dimitri should win. But what if that's what if? Nah, don't do Dimitri that dirty. I'm not going to put that out there. Chris and Mitch.
I mean, that's a matchup we've seen already.
Why have you put Nate against Robbie?
That's not, man. They really hate that kid.
You really hate this kid. Like, hang on.
Like, that kid can't catch a break. He got he got jumped by Hawk. He got slammed into the windows and in the Russo house and into the Christmas tree.
Check the private. Look what I said.
He lost to Kenny and yeah. He lost to Kenny in the preliminaries.
Over 40 people are in the stream. Let's smash that like button, people. Smash that like button. 7,742 subs and counting. And you've got Miguel versus Kenny. That'll be a decent match, but Miguel should win. I think there's going to be a series of challenges where they earn points as they go.
Yeah.
And then it will be like,
and that's where Mike comes in.
3 stages sort of thing. And then whoever's like left, they put them against each other. So you got Tori and Sam against each other. Miguel and Robbie are standing here as well to fight each other.
Yeah.
This is probably a challenge at Coyote Creek or something.
Yeah, it's either Coyote Creek or it's the forest that Robbie trained in season 1.
But I think it might be good shout. Like, this line here actually really fucking pisses me off. I don't like this line of like, looks like I'm going to have to beat Robbie again. I feel like people are reading that wrong. I don't feel like it's Miguel and Robbie doing their thing where it's like, I think it's
Miguel being like that typical protagonist. He's going to shoulder all the responsibility.
Yeah, he's going to put all the weight on his shoulders. Cause this is after Mike's told them people have died. Like, people have got horror stories. Miguel being the good dude that he is and just the soul of the show, he's going to want to take all the weight of that. He's not going to want his stepbrother to go through that. He's not going to want his freaking friends to die and get hurt. Yeah. Why is he going to want that? It's going to be a classic case of he puts all of the energy on his shoulders just to take all of them. Yeah, I know. In that shot, you see Robbie having loads of them. This is what I'm saying, man. I feel like he's going to win. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm a full believer that he's going to win that tournament, Robbie.
Yeah, me too.
All right. And this last one, if you guys are ready to move on.
Yeah, sure thing. Sure thing, bro.
Disastrously Deeds. Devin Lee, played by Una O'Brien, makes a shocking move this season, one that will have lasting consequences for another member of the dojo and the Sakai Taikai tournament as a whole. So you can really interpret that in multiple ways. There's one scenario, I don't know how that would work. What if, because we know Devin is extremely competitive. What if she accidentally injures somebody during training, to the point where maybe they have to lose their spot? Because they kind of somewhat set up Devin to potentially go to the tournament last season, or
I had this one. This is why.
Yeah.
This is why it's so hard with the whole freaking 6v6 thing, because I'm like, I want to see Devin in this tournament as well. I want to see.
Yeah, because I think Devin is a character that has a lot of potential.
I really want to see everyone fucking shine, and
yeah, because I definitely think it could be one of those things where Devin might go a little too far during training, because. She did mention that with the Sekai Tai, you can get sponsorships and stuff to help you get into college. And maybe that's her main motivation. Because then again, we don't know much about Devin's backstory. We dove a little bit into it last season with her mom, but that's really about it. Maybe Devin is really desperate to get into this tournament and she goes a bit too far and hurts somebody. What if she accidentally injures Tori? And that's why we don't see her in Barcelona.
Now, you know what? That's extremely interesting. I really vibe with that. Kevin, why do you come up with this shit? Damn. Honestly, guys, subscribe to his channel. Joining the argument, jeopardizing Tori's spot. Dude, if Devin takes Tori has to go, but it's not happening, but it's one thing to think about. I want to see Devin there.
Yeah, me too.
I see all of them there. Hello there. No. I need the clip. Where is it? No,
this is very shoddy work, Pinkman. I'm actually embarrassed for you.
Not that one.
Hello there.
There you go. There you go. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. That's it. That's the tweet. I'm very excited to see where Tori goes this season. I think for me, in the whole subject of Miguel and Robbie, like fuck all that shit. They're on the same page. That's old news. They're together.
Yeah. There's still like work for Sam and Tori.
I think there's a lot more work for Sam and Tori to do, and I hope if any of the boys are listening, particularly RJ and Danny, as soon as Tori got that development in season 4, I was all over it. I was all over it, dude. I was like, this right here, this is some good shit. And I remember when season 4 opened up, as soon as she was hitting that dummy with her knuckles, I was like, yeah, nah, she's winning. Like, I was like, I take it back. Well, I didn't think she'd win because, again, Robbie and Sam were meant to win the whole thing. But
yeah, they're like the only. Okay, yeah, there's Anthony, but they're like the only like main legacy characters.
Only like main things to win it, and I think it would have carried so much emotional weight. But they went with the whole angle of like, okay, no, Tori's gonna win it. And as soon as like the opening episode hit, I'm like, ooh, okay, all right, yeah. Tori's gonna win. My bad, I take it back. Shit. And what we're here now. We're here. So I just feel like as well, you know, it's one of them things that it could go either way, depending on where the tournament goes, depending on, I guess. You see, it's so interesting because, right, this is just a question. This may generate some debate, but I hope you all can just, like, keep it nice and chill. Extreme ironing by Khloe Kardashian's foot fetish.
Is there any more coffee?
That came out of nowhere. Fuck's sake, I've been waiting for that moment for a while. Anyhow, everyone in the chat, please comment your chosen 6 fighters. Comment your chosen 6 fighters that you would take to the world tournament. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, that caught me off guard. Holy shit, nearly 50 people watching. Christ. Hopefully see Anthony have his own spin-off along with Devin and Kenny, the younger generation representing the. Yeah, like I wouldn't mind that. Like I think with the way the movie's going, it is I'm still trying to get over that. I think it is extremely likely down the road because of the movie that it's going to happen regardless. It's just a case of when, not if. How would you guys feel? And I want to talk about this with the boys next week. And again, everyone who's watching right now, shout out to Adam in the chat. It's his birthday. So happy birthday, my Scottish brother. Love you, dude. What was the question? How would you guys feel if Hawk were to win it again? Just out of curiosity. I don't think it's going to happen, but I've been wrong before. Like, how would you feel?
Listen,
if they play
those who know me personally know I'm a huge Hawk fan, especially after season 4, but character-wise, like writing-wise, I just don't really think it would work in my opinion.
Fair. No, I feel you on that one.
Because I feel like they're going to take his character in a different direction. Then again, I kind of want them to make up for a lot of the character regression he had in season 5.
Yes, the last 2 seasons. Honestly, that actually really pisses me up. My bollocks up the wall. I don't like that. I'm sorry. I need to just rant a second here.
Yeah,
you gave him such a great setup in season 3, and then in season 4, he just stands there like fucking Slim Shady.
And when he finally joins Miyagi-Do, he's like in the background.
He's just there.
Like, don't get me wrong. I love his redemption arc, but there's so much more you could have done with it.
So much more.
Give me some one-on-one scenes with Daniel and Hawk. Have him put in the work. I hated the fact that he confessed about stealing the medal off screen. Like that could have been like a built-up arc, and him putting in the work to gain everybody's trust back.
I think you guys are making the mistake thinking that. No, not at all. That's basically why we're saying it's not going to be like the All Valley. That's what we've been saying for about an hour and 20 minutes now. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just there's so much they could. Like I like the redemption arc he was given, but there's just so much more they could have done.
So much more they could have done, man. I'm sorry. You had such a great setup, great setup right there, and this is why season 4, in my opinion, it's still a good season. Like, it's still a good worst season to have, for me. But I just feel like it missed the mark on so many levels with things.
Yeah.
Like, Robbie's dark side wasn't extracted to its full potential. You got
Robbie wasn't really all that bad when he was in Cobra Kai.
No,
he did like
like,
one. He did one like bad.
Ending
He
gives
did
it
one
so
bad
much weight,
thing.
man.
That's it. That's all. Like, he cut his mohawk off. That's it. That's all Robbie did. And I guess he did a dishonorable thing by teaching Miyagi-Do to them, but that's really all he did. He wasn't really all that bad. Like, I was really expecting Robbie to like become like the new Mike Barnes or something.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting, but they didn't.
Yeah,
they didn't go all in.
I really thought he was gonna, or he could have been given like a Karate Kid 3 Daniel arc where he kind of goes a bit too far in a fight and he like beats somebody pretty bad. And he's like, oh my, and he like looks at like his hands are like a bit bloody. He's like, and he looks at it like, oh my god, what have I become or something like that. Like, I liked his dynamic with Kenny. That served a good purpose for his arc, but I just wish they did a bit more with that as well. Like, I like season 4. There's not a single season of Cobra Kai that I've hated. Don't get it twisted, but
Jesus, I can't like see it on here because it's hidden. But this, just on a side note, just just real passionate about the inclusion of extreme ironing into Cobra Kai at the end of season 6. Petition and happy birthday. That was random as hell. Carry on, dude. Carry on.
Yeah. But yeah, like, don't get twisted. Like, I like season 4. There's not a single season I hate, but I agree with you. There's definitely a lot of like miss marks and like wasted potential, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree.
No, I think they could have even done something with Dimitri, like actually developed him into, like, don't get me wrong, he was still a good fighter. Like, he was able to keep up with Robbie in the semifinals in his first.
I will never get tired.
Like, if you really put in the work and developed his character, you could have like really made him like near the level of Miguel and Robbie if you really wanted to.
Yeah, you really could have. You really. It frustrated the hell out of me.
Yeah. This is partially why I'm such a huge advocate for when Netflix was finally in full control and making the show, because season 3, I believe, was mostly made by YouTube before it was acquired.
And then it switched.
I am a firm believer they should have upped the season from the typical 10 episodes to like 13 or something, just to give like a little bit more room for like character development and to make sure everything was tied up nicely.
Oh yeah, it does. It's like, what's your favorite?
Oh yeah, I agree. For me, season 2, I like season 2, but it's the weakest season.
It's got so much cringe in there.
Yeah, it went a little too CW.
Bang, get me. What's up, Leon? When Cobra Kai goes cringe, it don't stop. It goes cringe. Like, I mean, Adrian, isn't this like your favorite moment ever? Are you ready? Like, the best moment ever in the whole of Cobra Kai.
Oh boy.
Right
Yeah.
I'll never get older. I'll never get bored of seeing that. Like that. I'm just like, wow. Way to get me cast and he's all that too. Yeah, and get my ass kicked. Jesus.
Yeah,
but yeah.
How many memorable moments in season 2? Like that move I
when they go there, looking cringe. But
she doesn't love you. She loves me.
Oh god, she doesn't love you. She loves me. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. And I just want to say hello, Sony. I can't wait for the stream to get deactivated in 5 seconds because I ransacked Venom.
Can't wait for that Craven movie.
Yeah, me and the lads were watching No Way Home, right? We were watching that trailer, and I shit you not, during that trailer, hundreds of people were watching. Sony came in.
Really? Like
briefly, hundreds of people left, and they resumed it.
Wow!
Like, you took all my people out. trying to.
That's a reverse Flash levels of payiness right there.
Yeah, no, it is. But we'll transition to Cobra Kai back full circle before we end. I suppose I also want to. It's a shame some of the other guys aren't here as well, because we're still like really hyped on Cobra Kai. So I won't talk. We probably won't talk about too much of it because Cobra Kai hype is very real at the moment.
Yeah. Got less than 2 weeks.
I will say this. What was I going to say? Have either of you seen The Acolyte?
I gave up after episode 4. I'm sorry, I gave up.
I just need to
do
rant, right? Will, this is one of the ones where I would need like Simon and Denzel here as well, and Darius. But I want to touch upon this quickly, right?
The power of
that
one,
show,
the power of two, the power of many.
Yeah, the power of two, the power of one.
What was that? Like
it was. You know,
like I didn't know I was watching a scene from Disney Channel Zombies. Like, what was that? I felt like I was watching a Disney Channel movie.
What are we doing? Like, honestly, right? Yeah, I agree. Smilo Ren, as the Critical Drinker calls it, Smilo Ren. But essentially, right? They give us a freaking badass duel in the 5th episode, like he's slaughtering Jedi, headbutting blades and shit. And to be honest, I think that was pretty cool. Primarily because in Legends, there's a thing called cortosis, where if you hit it with the material, the blade like fractures and goes back in the hilt. I think that's sick. But however, him massacring Jedi and whatever else in a scene, that scene is cool. Why did you have to give us the other episodes prior to it?
Yeah.
This whole show is bang average and subpar.
At best.
Like, at best. Like that whole moment where she wants to burn down and try and kill her sister. I'm like, you are a raging psychopath.
There was barely any build up to that too. It was like 0 to 100. It almost felt like a complete 180. I'm like, how did we get here? There was no build up to that.
There was nothing, bro. Oh my God. Like honestly,
like this is probably like the biggest clickbait show I've ever seen in my life. Because when they first announced this was like, oh, it's going to be, like, was it thousands of years in the past? It was going to be centered around like the dark side and a Sith protagonist. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm interested in that. And then we get this. I'm like, huh? Like, don't get me wrong. I don't mind mystery and whatnot, but you should have set that up. 1, you should have set that up. 2, you should have advertised that's what the show was going to be. Like, I don't know. It just is so disappointing for me, in my opinion.
And the thing is, I was having conversations with people today at work, right? And, shout out to them if any of them are watching. But the thing is, the messages are never the problem. I hate that notion. The messages of it.
I don't agree with that take.
That's never the issue. That's never been the problem. What the problem is your shit storytelling.
Yeah, with bad writing. Like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I get Star Wars isn't known for the greatest of dialogue, but the dialogue here, like, it's bad. Like,
when it's
I'm gonna be honest,
bad.
I don't even think the prequel dialogue was that bad.
When you watch the original trilogy, and it's like, but I was going to the Toshi station to pick up some power converters. Ooh. Like, Jesus.
I will honestly take that over any of the dialogue that is in this show, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, the dialogue is poor. Like, honestly, Jedi Master Soul is literally like the best thing about.
He's like one of the only good things in this show. Like, that man is carrying the show on his back.
He is on his back, and Jesus, I want to see more of him after this show, but he'll probably die at the end anyway. But I wouldn't mind seeing a prequel or a bit more about him.
Yeah. Or just the actor in general. Like, the fact that it was like, 4 months of learning English specifically for this role. And he even came out and said that he's down to do more English speaking roles and like learn more about the language.
So freaking great.
He is such a, I can't remember the actor's name at the top of my head. He is such a good actor, in my opinion.
He's dope, bro. Have you seen the Acolyte to Adrian? Or were you just like, nah? Yeah, I don't blame you, bro. I really don't. Guys and girls, like, just watch the fucking fight scene. Like, you just watch the fights. Just watch
clips or like a quick recap on YouTube, and you'll be good.
Yeah, just watch episode 5. That's it. Don't watch anything else, because episode 6 is the same trash. And I'm like, again, you think putting here's the thing, right? All right, everyone looks at the Phantom Menace. There's a badass duel that defines the movie. No, it's the cherry on top of a good movie. But it is a badass scene. But the story is there. At least the story's there. The Acolyte, you've got a cool scene and no freaking story. No cohesion.
No substance.
No consistency. There's just no substance. It's like I'm looking at chicken that's not seasoned. It's unseasoned chicken. If you know, you know. Like, if you have to ask, then you don't know. If you ask, then you know. If you don't ask, then you know. If you need to ask, then you don't know.
And it's just it blows my mind because like, what was the budget? Like, I remember reading like it was like a pretty big budget. This doesn't feel like a professional production.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Like, I've seen Star Wars fan films on YouTube that have a better script, better dialogue. I'd argue even better pacing in general. And it just blows my mind because this is by a
7,746. Let's go.
This is being made by a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
This is the best you could do with your budget. Like, come on.
Average.
Like, there are times where I feel like I'm watching a CW show. Actually, no, that's an insult because I've watched CW shows that have better. That even the CW has put up like some better shows than this, and that's saying a lot.
It just I'm on God. To be fair, we got the Trinity and so Matrix and stuff. Yeah. But I feel like they put her in the show just to market it.
Yeah,
they did what J.J. Abrams does with fucking Star Trek and what he was gonna do.
Yeah, they kind of did what they did with what was her name from Game of Thrones that was Phasma in the sequel trilogy.
Oh, Gwendolyn Christie.
Yeah, they just threw her in there and then they killed her off.
In there, and then bumped her off. I hate that shit so much.
I know.
Because they think the name's gonna sell it alone. It's like you're not Scream. Oh, but Jacob, you like when Scream does it? Yes, because Scream got Drew Barrymore, who was one of the most popular actresses at the time, making you think she's the lead, killing her off, which was the point of the movie. That was what the point was. The movie was trying to do. It was based around the whole story of the movie. They didn't just market it like. Imagine this: a Kings of Pop Culture stream, right? Jacob is the lead. I get bumped off in 5 seconds, and then RJ takes over, which is fine. But it's like, what? Like, and hey, I mean, shout out to you, RJ. That'd be cool if that happened. You know it's going to happen. I already said to him that if there's anyone I give Kings of Pop Culture to, it's him, like a Steve Sam kind of like passing of the torch. But I feel like, hey, Arrow season 1 and 2 and season 5 go hard. And
especially season 5. Prometheus is an S tier villain.
His theme tune, smoke.
Oh yeah, Prometheus had such a good theme. And I will say this: those who know me and those who have watched some of my reactions and my comments with other people, thank you for that. They know how much I hate what Eric Wallace did to the Flash. Because those who know me, I rebrand my entire channel because of how much I love the Flash. But as inconsistent as that show is, it is not as inconsistent as the Acolyte, in my opinion. I would take scenes from season 9 of the Flash over this show. That's how much I hate this show right now.
This show is just trash. It's just straight up awful. Like I can't. Like I said this to someone today, and I've said this before now. It's actually harder to be a Star Wars fan than it's ever been. Here's why.
Yeah.
When you got the prequels, you got a bunch of people saying, "Oh, it wasn't my childhood, this, that, whatever." All right. When you got the sequels, yes, the complaints are still valid, but you know that the kids watching them and growing up with them, they're gonna like.
At least they'll enjoy
Star Wars. They'll enjoy it. After that, however.
It was such a. It's like, you got Mandalorian.
Kaboom.
You got Mandalorian, which was good for a bit. Then season 3, which is probably one of the biggest fallouts I've ever seen in my life. You had Book of Boba Fett, which was only good for 2 or 3 episodes. You got season 7 of Clone Wars, which was good for the most part, aside from that Ahsoka arc.
Yeah, I didn't vibe with that. I was like,
yeah. Like, I think the arc wouldn't be as hated if season 7 was actually full length like the others, but because
it wouldn't be hated, but because it was the final.
And plus, have you seen some of the unfinished footage of some of the arcs that were cut, like the Boba Fett arc that they were going to give him?
Yeah,
I think they originally, in the original plans before they got canceled, they were going to do Son of Dathomir, adapt that as an arc.
I heard about that. I'm hella pissed. I'm hella pissed. Absolutely should have done that.
Yeah,
it actually,
because that could have filled in the gaps as how Maul rose to power in the criminal underworld, and that could have led into the Siege of Mandalore arc.
And this is the other thing: they're not utilizing the brand to its fullest potential.
There's just so much they could do.
Like, that's really what's really pissing my bollocks off, is the fact that they're not utilizing it to its fullest potential. And I'm just like,
Ahsoka was okay.
Yeah, that could have been so much better.
Yeah.
Anything with Anakin was freaking perfect. Oh my God, Mac Lee, how are you, dude? Sup? I'm seeing people I haven't seen in ages. I'd rather watch He's All That, because at least it's funny. The whole, it's so kiss me, the whole. Ugh.
At least they had that fight scene with Tanner.
At least they had that fight scene. I'm pretty sure that was me kicking your ass. Cringe. We'll see me and Adrian and Kevin in the sequel. We'll be like the guys that come in and go and beat them up. Yeah, like this is the thing. Every project that's come out that Disney have been at the helm of, I feel like I'm scratching at claws trying to find a positive for every single thing. You know, I'm trying so hard to be positive, and even I'm struggling now. I'm like, okay, if it wasn't one thing to piss all over the sequel characters with Luke Skywalker, that's whatever. If it wasn't one thing to piss all over Han Solo, Ben Solo, you know, and he's a sequel character. You pissed over your own character. Yeah,
cutting out the scene of Luke mourning the death of his best friend. Cutting out that scene of Luke mourning Han's death, but keeping the scene of Luke drinking alien titty milk.
That will always piss me off. The fact that they deleted the scene where he mourns his best friend, but him sucking space titties. You know, we'll keep that in there. Yeah, yeah.
The fact that the OG trio didn't share a single scene together pisses me off.
I hate it, bro. Can't fucking stand it. Can't stand it, man. It's so fucking boring.
Yeah, they are doing a season 2 of Ahsoka.
And here's the thing, right? I wouldn't be mad if I could just turn around and say, hey, the show isn't for me. Not every project that comes out you're going to buy. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Back to back.
I know.
Every single project sucks. It's killing me.
Yeah.
Rebels, it's a product of the George Lucas era more than anything. Filoni was in full control. Not counting it. Sorry. Cobra Kai then. Season 7 of Clone Wars. It was unfinished arcs anyway. Again.
Yeah.
George Lucas era. Rogue One was very good. I enjoyed that. Slow first act, but second act onwards.
Yeah, Rogue One has grown on me because I remember I hated Rogue One when it first came out, but after rewatching it, it's grown on me.
Yeah, exactly. The better modern Star Wars we have right now is Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Bad Batch season 3 was freaking solid.
Oh yeah, that was Crosshair S tier character.
Honestly, let me get a picture of this man. I want anyone who hasn't seen Bad Batch, right? This motherfucker right here, okay? This guy is a G. Like, honestly, his character arc and his redemption is one of the best things done in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, his redemption is so perfectly handled, right? On God, this man right here, beautiful. And he lives. And I love it. Like, and they explore trauma with him and shit. Like, they explore the fact that he's got PTSD.
Yeah, that was such
trauma.
a dope arc that they did for him.
And I'm actually kind of so glad they kept Tech dead. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, like it hurt, but there was like actual lasting consequences here with that death.
Yeah, I agree. The problem is with the Bad Batch is it's got so much filler. That's the problem.
Yeah, I think that's what turned a lot of people off.
That's what turned a lot of people off. But when the show slaps, it
I think also why some people couldn't get into Clone Wars in the beginning because like even early seasons of Clone Wars.
I think Bad Batch will grow on people. I think you know the episode with Cody and Crosshair in season 2 was
I do wish they did more with
basically playing a Call of Duty game. Like you've got your sniper and you're infiltrating the base. And they didn't answer what happened to Cody, so I have a theory that Cody, Wolf, Gregor, and Rex are going to get a spin-off animated show, and they're going to do something with them.
Yeah, maybe.
And then they'll kill off Cody.
I think Dave Filoni did tease something about that a while back.
Yeah, they did. They're retconning their own canon. And I said to someone today...
and to bring that up, they made an entire canon comic about Poe's entire backstory, and they completely retconned that in Rise of Skywalker.
He's a spice runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the company that advertises diversity, you make the black guy the janitor and the Latino guy the drug runner.
And when it came to like, what was the character, Lando's daughter? Like, apparently she had a completely different backstory.
She was meant to be Lando's daughter, yeah.
Yeah, she had like a completely different backstory, and they retconned that.
I think they were like saying that her and Finn were going to end up like being a thing, you know, or whatever and stuff, and they connected because of the Stormtrooper thing. And I'm like, can you just put Finn with someone fucking up? But it's like the thing is with that, right? You've got minerals in the sequel trilogy in each film that are actually pretty good. But here's another problem. The Force Ghost can't appear because, you know, it contradicts canon. But you can have Qui-Gon appearing at the end of Kenobi because the plot needs it. When he can't do it. He can't be there. I was probably one of the only people that as soon as I saw Qui-Gon, I said, fuck off. I said, how dare you? Like, I'm also I'm happy to see him. But at the same time, you're using it as cheap bait. Like, you're not using it to its full potential. You're throwing him in there.
Yeah, it was like... Yeah, they just threw it in there for like a nostalgia. They could have done something interesting with Qui-Gon because they somewhat set it up in Revenge of the Sith, but they just didn't like go all in with that.
I think like my friend Stuart, my brother, he sent me this great thing the other day. It's what if Kenobi was good? And it's like this fan-made AI thing that is created by this creator, obviously, Jacob. And it's really freaking dope. Like it's so good. Like
is it that one video where they like cut up bits of Kenobi and made it into like a 2-hour movie or something?
Oh no, not that, not even. Like I'll go a step further. Like, are you okay with spoilers?
Yeah.
So basically, right, not only do they have Cal Kestis in the story,
oh,
they have Starkiller and they have Reva. They have room for everyone.
Oh yeah.
Now, so basically, Starkiller is training with Vader in secret. Starkiller's a team. Cal Kestis seeks out Obi-Wan because one of the places, like there's a place they have to go, and it's run by Kenobi's family, like Obi's family.
Oh, okay.
So we learn about him, and Pierce Brosnan plays his dad.
That would have been so dope if they did
Reva
that show.
is like doing an infiltration mission, and she's still the same character, but she's tactical. She's got guile. She's got prowess, not just screaming like a fucking And then you've got Starkiller interacting with her, and it's going so smoothly. It's freaking dope, like really good. Anyone who hasn't seen it, please check it out. Let me see if I can find it. 1 second. What? Damn it. 1 second, PlayStation. What if Obi-Wan Kenobi was good? And darn it, I need to plug it in. I think it's the same channel that did What If The Force Awakens was good.
Okay.
Let me see. Hang on. I'm just plugging my thing. All right. What if Kenobi was good? 41 people in the stream. It comes from Prism. So Prism, Prism. What if Kenobi was good? And it really is. It's good. It's beautiful. Like, so go check it out, people. Check it out. Cobra Kai. Well, see, the thing is, J.J. Abrams isn't a talentless hack. I wouldn't agree with that. He has talent. The problem is his style is mystery box. And then he
I think, what was it, Super 8 that he did? I thought that was really good.
The episode 7 one?
No, J.J. Abrams, when he did is he the one that directed Super 8, or was that somebody else?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he did pretty well with that. But I do agree with you. It's like his certain style I just didn't think worked.
It's a good starting point, but it's not a good continuation. Like, I feel he asked too many like questions for anyone to answer. And the thing is, right, this is what pisses me off. Professional gaslighting has become so popular now.
Yeah,
where it's like. I saw the Doctor Who finale a couple of weeks ago now with my bros, and in the episode, it's in the finale. So they have this character, right? So imagine Adrian, like you're the character that we've been with all season. No one knows where you are. No one knows what you're about. And me and Kevin are making this big deal about where you are and where you're coming from. And then all of a sudden, I have a life-changing moment in the finale where I learn your backstory, and it doesn't really matter. You came from nowhere. You're from nothing. But it's the content of who you are that makes you someone. Get that fucking shit out of here. Like, don't do that. Like they built a whole season, and at the end, they're like, we put so much stock into it. I'm like, no. You don't get to write it in and wiggle out of this. No. What you did there is the same thing they did with Rey. You made it a bigger problem for people in universe.
Yeah, they set it up her lineage to be some big thing in Force Awakens. It didn't go anywhere in Last Jedi. Then they brought it back randomly with barely any buildup. And it just was not handled well. Like, it kind of felt like there was no plan. It felt like they were just making stuff. It felt like they were using Mad Libs for the script.
It together along. It's like, I'm Force Awakens, you're Last Jedi, you're Rise of Skywalker. Connect the three, just randomly.
Yeah, it felt like when it came to writing the script, it felt like Mad Libs. They were just like making stuff up as they were going along.
Yeah, they're just like throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. And, you don't get to... I'm sorry. Like, if they said Rey was no one, initially I didn't like that. But in retrospect, I'm like, I would have preferred that. Because now...
They could have done something with that. Like, I think my overall problem with that reveal is that it was... They kind of... In my opinion, they wasted a whole plot thread of them setting up her lineage in Last Jedi or in Force Awakens.
Yeah, no, they did. They did. They set it up
Yeah,
themselves.
because then I'm wondering what was the point. You could have cut that out and used that time to do other stuff, like doing something actually meaningful with Finn, or you know, making Luke an actual likable character.
The 2 movies, and it's like they have Obi-Wan talk to her for a reason. It's like you put that in there for a reason, and she can't be a Kenobi because there's no other Kenobis out there. Obi-Wan didn't have kids, but in the Kenobi show, you confirm that he has a brother out there.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? Like, you know,
it's
so frustrating. It's like,
don't even get me started on Luke's characterization.
If Rey's identity was Palpatine, whatever, there's a symbolic thing to her being a Palpatine that I actually quite like on paper. It's just the execution is fucking off, and the build up, and it's not earned. But the problem is, yes, bro is waffling. That's why it's a live stream. Commentary. God, I'm so sassy. But essentially, they asked the questions themselves in universe, and then we made a big deal of it. It's like, no, you made a big deal of it. We're going off of what you're telling us.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to turn around and do a 180 and say nothing just because. Yeah. Well, we'll leave the Star Wars there for this week. Yeah. They're just yeah. Let's talk a little bit about seeing her as a Sith, but it was only a few seconds. I mean, I stand by my notion that she should have fallen to the dark side, and Kylo Ren should have been the hero at the end. I'm just saying.
I think she should have turned like in Last Jedi, and then Ben comes back to the light. Yeah. That could have been interesting. They could have done something with that.
And then you could have gone a step further. You could have had a scene between Ben and Finn where Ben apologizes to Finn for what happened, and they fight Rey.
Mm-hmm.
Like dark side Rey, like that. Oh, I would have been so there. Darius, he has arrived. Buffering.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, fuck. Well, fuck it. I suppose for the next one we can talk a little bit about Deadpool 3.
Oh, yes.
And Darius, what's up, geezer? How are you, brother?
What's good, guys?
What's that shirt that you got there?
Oh, just Nike shirt.
Beautiful. Laugh at that resolution. Yeah. So we can touch. Welcome, Darius. It's good to see you, brother. Everyone raise a toast to Darius, my brother here. Adam, if you're still in the chat, raise a toast to him as well. Everyone, it's his birthday.
How's everybody doing?
It was his birthday 57 minutes ago. Yeah, dude, it's been a really good stream thus far. We had at one point like 50 people in earlier on. Like 50.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm like,
we went ham on the Cobra Kai portion of the stream.
Yeah, we went in. Like the thing, like as of right now, team, it's 7,746 subs.
Damn, nice.
200 odd away from 8K.
Make it happen, guys. Make it happen.
Let's freaking go. Let's fucking go. Let's talk about Deadpool 3. Now, I suppose in this little segment, we'll touch upon it. Probably not for too long to keep these streams to like a 2-hour sort of limit. So then that way they're just the right kind of length. And it gives us something to talk about more next time. But is there any passing thoughts or any comments you guys have in regards to Deadpool 3 that you would like to talk about for like maybe 10, 15 minutes? Because I think one thing I wouldn't mind is how would you guys feel? There's a lot of stuff floating around at the moment in regards to Deadpool going up against Hulk.
Oh yeah, that's been going around. Yeah,
and Wolverine facing him, like and Wolverine facing Hulk. But there was a rumor that it may not be the Mark Ruffalo one.
Oh, that it's Edward Norton,
or Eric Banner.
Ooh, I'd be down for that because I've heard about
that because you have to sell me the Edward not Edward Norton. We know he would smack the shit out of anyone. You have to sell me that Eric Banner's Hulk is I'm not Eric Banner's Hulk. Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. Hulk. Yeah. Hulk? I can't talk. Mark Ruffalo's Hulk is actually.
Yeah, they really dropped the ball on that. They could have done so much with that.
Dude, the thing is, like, Incredible Hulk is canon to the MCU, but Incredible Hulk is such a force. He's such a threat.
Yeah.
He's just that dude. And I can't wait either, Cobra Kai. I never thought I'd see the day. Like, amongst all the complaining of pop culture, like, if there is any positives we can take, we got to see Hayden and Ewan again. Hayden's getting his flowers. Toby and Andrew made a comeback. You know, Hugh Jackman's back.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. Like, what a time we're eating. Not always, but we're eating in a sense that we get to see these guys again. And even Kenobi, for a biggest pile of shit as that show turned out to be. It was nice to see Hayden and Ewan revel in the glory days together again. Yeah, I know they're the same, but like they don't feel the same. Like, I think it's just that. Yeah, 08 Incredible Hulk is he's just built different, bro.
Yeah,
he's built different.
Yeah,
I miss that Hulk so much.
Yeah,
really
they could have done something interesting with Smart Hulk, because if you read like Smart Hulk in the comics, he's an absolute menace.
He is.
And they could.
I mean, they could have done Hulk now,
or they could have done like Dr. Green or something, or they could have. I get part of the reason is like the whole thing with Universal. They could have like really dove into his character, because I think it would have been so interesting if they did like Gray Hulk and like the other personalities that Banner has. But I get it, you know, the whole Universal rights thing. But I still think they dropped the ball on Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. They could.
They did.
He had so much potential there, and
they did.
They just it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, no,
and they're really just forcing the thing with Scar. Like that should have been built up.
They really should have done so much more with that, you know. And then
they should have done more with She-Hulk. Like She-Hulk in the comics, She-Hulk is a dope character, and they dropped the ball.
Exactly.
On that too.
This is the thing. The show was fucking awful, but you will never, ever hear any comic book fan say of Marvel, "I don't like She-Hulk."
Like She-Hulk is awesome in the comics.
Hilarious, dude.
She-Hulk's freaking dope. She's a cool character.
Yeah.
Like, and they just do nothing with her. Like, they've got the sass. That's fine. But the rest of it, the motivations, the character interactions, the slagging off of Bruce. No. Why is it such a trend in Western media at the moment? You don't understand what it's like because I'm going to go there because you're a man.
I know.
Like, it's everywhere now. Like, can we just
let's calm down. Let's calm down for a second.
Bring it down a little bit. It's like when in the Flash. Sorry to bring it up, Darius, but I know Kevin, you'll get this too. Where it's like, you know, hashtag, you know, where they do
we
that.
Are
moment.
The Flash.
Yeah, and then we are the Flash.
Like, oh yeah, every time Iris blame Barry for going into the Speed Force or creating Flashpoint.
Save the day, like I mean,
that.
I just evoked a memory there, didn't I? I could feel it.
And those were wondering why I stopped reacting to the Flash on my channel.
Dude, I used to do reactions to it, and after a while, I just couldn't be.
Yeah, I gave up. Season 6 was the final.
Bloodwork was just.
What they did with Bloodwork was just not it. Not it.
I thought the Bloodwork arc, at least the first half of season 6, I actually thought that was decent, but it just after that, it just feels like they kind of just gave up.
They really
and they were adapting the worst storylines. Like, I'm sorry, for season 7, the Force Quest storyline was not that great in the comics, and it was arguably worse in the show. Like, the only cool thing that happened in the Force Quest storyline in the comics was when Zoom showed up. That's it.
And then hell, even Flashpoint, 1 episode.
Yeah, that should have been a 2-hour premiere. They could have done so much with that. And here's the thing: they could have used that to like soft reboot the Arrowverse, made Stephen Amell's Green Arrow a bit more comic accurate. He's a bit more he's cracking some jokes here and there. You could have used it to like fix certain things. You could have had it where Barry, like after Flashpoint, Barry Star Labs is public, so Barry is on his own. And like he only has Wally in his core. And you could have developed that brotherhood between Barry and Wally.
What they did with Wally, bro.
That Wally and Roy never interacted once, especially when they brought Roy back in season 7 of Arrow. Will always because they could have done like a quote unquote Titans or Young Justice thing with that.
They had the potential. Oh my God,
they had so much potential.
So many wasted characters. Wildcat, Ronnie Raymond, like
the Justice Society,
what they did with the JSA. Yes, me right off.
I know. Oh, did you know that originally they had instead of Rex Tyler coming in at the end of season 1 of Legends, it was supposed to be Alan Scott's Green Lantern. Yeah, that was the original plan. But they couldn't because of the whole like embargo. They didn't want like multiple characters of the same characters in TV and movies, which is so dumb.
Yeah.
And I believe they even had plans to have Batman like cameo, like multiple different points, but they couldn't because the whole WB embargo. But don't even get me started on the clickbait of the Green Lantern arc with Diggle. They just,
how dare they? You give him that ring and you take it away. Now, in a way, does it make sense that he choose a quiet family life and peace?
They could have used that as a test and say, "Hey, you have the will to, you have this strong willpower and whatnot. Here's this ring to be the protector of this planet."
Let's give him the ring.
Yeah, how you could have still did the whole thing of the box. You have to make a choice, and if you didn't choose,
and Star Wars with a dash of Deadpool and superhero related.
We're gonna circle back to Cobra Kai in a bit.
This is multi pop culture.
Yeah,
I cover all things.
Refusing the box is like you passing the test and then you get the ring. They could have done something with that. Like I get we probably couldn't see him. Oh god, don't even get me started about what. Oh,
I will never forget the trailer. Here I come.
I'm not gonna let a man take credit for a woman's work. Like shut up, Kate.
Take all of his stuff.
No, Kate was so insufferable. There are multiple times she lets Alice get away like 3 times in a span of like 2 episodes. And where is the Bat family? All you got is Batwing, which took you like 2 or 3 seasons to set up. There is no Robin. You could have put either Damien or Tim in there. I would have even taken Duke at that point. There's so much you could have done.
Me too, bro.
And even though it wasn't technically the Arrowverse, Gotham Knights, that had potential to be good if you just did a completely different story. You could have had. Here's what I think they could have done with Gotham Knights.
So much potential going for that, man.
Get rid of like that plot they had. Have it be a very loose adaptation of Battle of the Cow, where it ends off with Dick becoming Batman.
I still can't go for the name, man.
Yeah. And the main antagonist is Jason, who's like the Punisher style Batman.
Yeah, Jason. Oh, mate, Jason just would have gone in, bro.
Yeah, and you could have developed the relationship between
Titans. They didn't get him right.
Yeah, and you could have developed the relationship between Dick and Damien. Because here's the thing: I think they could have gone away with making a Batman show if it was a different person as Batman.
Yep. You really could have, and I feel like the other part of where it goes wrong and it goes sideways is there's so much stuff that just would have been way better, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're just missing so much shit, man. I'm so glad the Arrowverse is over, bro. Like
don't get me wrong, Arrowverse had some high highs, but it had a lot of low lows.
Look at Diggle right here as Green Lantern. Like
he should have became Green Lantern in Crisis.
And that's the thing. Crisis on Infinite Earths, I have a very love-hate relationship with.
I know, me too. Like, it had so much potential. They brought back, they had Brandon Routh come back as Superman, and I actually talked with, I actually talked about that with him when I was at SummerCon when I met with him. Brandon Routh.
Oh, wow, you met him?
Yeah, nice guy. You can. I posted my photos with him on Instagram. I also met Tyler Hoechlin and Betsy Toole out there. They were so lovely. We talked about that. Like that was his favorite crossover. But even he admitted that he wishes they did more with his character.
Yeah, like, dude, because Crisis on Earth X was actually pretty solid. I was thinking, okay, you've got Tyler Hoechlin, you've got Brandon Routh, you've got Tom Welling. You're gonna go all in. Like you're gonna basically have.
Here's what they should have done, in my opinion.
All in. They didn't.
Because what I think they should have done, because of how large of a scale Crisis was, instead of making it individual crossover episodes, because while they were doing the crossover, they were also filming, parts of the Flash, parts of Arrow as well. That's why Barry was missing for certain episodes after Crisis. What they should have done, they should have planned this out. Have Crisis be like an 8-episode miniseries.
TCK, what's up, brother? TCK, leave. I'll do it for you. Brother. Carry on, Kevin. Carry on.
Yeah. What they should have done with Crisis, they should have made it like its own mini series, like a limited series event. Give it the Superman and Lois Stargirl treatment with the budget and the camera work. Like if you watch here's the thing, people are sleeping on Stargirl. Stargirl has some of the best choreographed fights I've seen in terms of
they're actually pretty legit.
And even some of the CG in that show is pretty good in my opinion, especially for something that's on TV.
I agree.
And I think if Crisis was its own thing, an 8-episode series, I think you wouldn't have run into so many problems.
Here's a link to his reaction to the trailer. Check it out. It out. TCK, you're on how many subs over there, bro? You're on
like even some of the side characters, like Diggle was barely
TCK
in for he had like what
TCK to
2 or 3
5K.
scenes.
As you were saying, Kevin,
they had like so much potential. Like Oliver becoming Spectre, I think that was cool because you know Spectre was also had a big role in the comics. But
I've heard Superman and Lois is good.
Yeah, Superman and Lois is great. Can't wait for that final season.
I cannot freaking. I haven't seen it yet. I might check it out. I know that it was connected to Arrowverse prior
originally, but then they changed their plans for some reason in season 2.
Yeah, and then they're like, you know what, we're too good. We don't want any CW.
Yeah,
shit in here.
Apparently, they actually did plan on having a little bit of They were gonna bring Grant in, but they were gonna do like their own version of the Flash, which I think could have been cool. Like, still bring back Grant, but this is like a slightly different version of Barry. Maybe he has a different suit or something. Or better yet, bring in Grant, but he plays Wally West as the Flash and not Barry Allen.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
That would have been an interesting reversal. Wow.
Yeah, because, I mean, Grant's Barry was basically a combination of Barry and Wally anyway.
Yeah, so you could have gotten away with it.
In fact, I've always played around with this idea. Imagine if they originally, with the CW Flash, instead of what we got, they made it a spiritual successor to the 90s show. Have Grant be Wally. John Wesley Shipp is still a part of the show, but he's a retired Barry Allen.
Oh, dude, that would have gone hard. I would have liked that.
That would have been so cool.
Wasted potential. Wasted potential. You know what? We're going to talk about that for the next stream, actually. Like DC and its wasted potential. Because, well, I mean, I've talked about it before and whatnot, but I think it would be really cool to talk about it with you guys as well.
Yeah.
And hopefully some more of the other guys will be available for it too. Dudes, what a stream. What a stream. 2 hours has just flown by. Holy shit.
Yeah.
We've covered so much Cobra Kai and even Star Wars for like half an hour, 40 minutes, and then a bit.
I'll drop a link to that article that I found, like those like little teases in the comments. After this
do that. Drop them in the comments. Also, everyone, make sure you check out Kevin's channel as well. Check out TCK's channel. I left a link to his video above. People, that is to Noah's channel for his reaction to the Cobra Kai Season 6 trailer. And here is a link to Kevin's channel. We're going to make sure that we get this lovely gentleman here to 2K.
Yep, let's
do it, 2K. I mean,
also, I am slowly coming back. I'm rolling out reactions again. Most of it's going to be stock at first, but I'm going to be adding new stuff. And I will be reacting to Cobra Kai Season 6 when it drops on July 18th. So look out for that.
Fuck yeah. What's happening, mother? Oh, it's blurred out. And also give a shout out to Adrian, everyone as well. Look at that backwards setup right there. Honestly, I feel like I'm looking at Iron Man's cave.
Yeah.
Like, not the one that he stayed in that he was in prison, like just like in his like tech lab, like, downstairs, like his little sort of area, I would love. Is that like linked to anything, Adrian? Like when you play a game or watch a movie?
No, there's just like LED lights I just install on top of the ceiling.
It looks beautiful. It's a vibe.
Yeah. There are LED lights you can get that link to a TV, if you want.
The Mamba.
We'll see.
Hello.
Yeah.
Just before we round off, I would be remiss if I didn't let you all have one little shining moment. So it'll be a question before we end. Question. Who is your favorite Avenger of the MCU and why?
Oh, MCU? Okay.
MCU.
Iron Man.
And who would like to go first?
Ooh. I'm gonna need a minute. Let's see.
I'll go first.
Oh, go on, Adrian. After you, bro. Adrian struck first.
Iron Man. Tony, the one who started it all, right from the beginning. I think his arc from start to finish has been an emotional journey for me.
Yeah,
he's
a lot more likable than his comic book counterpart. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I always was a fan of Iron Man right before Spider-Man and Hulk and all the other Avengers.
Yeah.
It's crazy how that works, though, isn't it, Adrian? Where it's like in the comics, he's way more of a dick, and in the movie,
he's a borderline villain. Like what he does in Civil War alone is so questionable. Especially when he does the Peter. Like, if you guys have read Civil War, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, that Darius knows that my thoughts on that.
One more day, man. Oh my god,
we love to troll RJ. Or I love to troll RJ with that shit. And it's funny because in the comics, like no one really dislikes Cap, but he's like a Boy Scout, and in the movies, everyone loves him. Like it's such an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
You know? And that's my pick. You know, I know people say it's a bit basic. I'm like, no, I think it's because I identified with Steve the most while growing up and watching it. Like, don't get me wrong, I suppose my egotistical personality, Leo energy at times can be kind of like a Tony or whatever, you know, or I feel like I'm Thor in the gym. But, you know, generally speaking, I always felt like Steve, you know, the frail guy that no one really looked at, you know, that was just a good dude. He didn't like bullies, didn't care where they were from. And I think Chris Evans played him with such a charm and such a degree of
they got the perfect person to play Cap.
You know, and what's great, even in the first Avengers film, when Iron Man's like, call it Cap, it's like he understands that, yeah, Cap's like, Iron Man may do the talking, and this is the proof that just because you're the talker doesn't mean you're the leader. Like, you know, sometimes a leader is observational. Like, they take in shit so then they can make more informed decisions. And I think, you know, that's what's good is Cap steps back. He assesses the situation. And I saw something the other day. I don't know if I sent it to you guys. You guys sent it to me or whatever. But Cap's brain actually is accelerated as well. So he can tactically strategize at beyond peak human tactics. And that, I'm like, wow. Like, even his brain is freaking stellar. And not to mention his reveal of his chest and Haley Atwell doing that. I mean, come on, what guy doesn't want that? Mm-hmm. Who's next, Darius or Kevin?
You want to go, Kevin?
All right. This one's tough because we're going just on the MCU version of the Avengers. I'm only going to go off people that were actually a part of the team and not reserve members. So I'm not going to go with Spider-Man or Black Panther because they weren't technically full-fledged members. I have to go with either Steve or Sam because I agree with you. Like I love the arc of both Steve and Sam, even though I still think Falcon and Winter Soldier should have went in a different direction. In fact, that should have been what Captain America 4 was, but whatever. I do like Sam's arc of becoming Cap, and I do love Steve's character arc in general. Even though, yeah, the ending of his arc is a bit controversial. I think after everything Steve has been through, though, he deserves a happy ending. And I just love Chris Evans as Cap. I don't know if they could have gotten a better person to play him. Like, don't get me wrong, I am fully on board in a reboot. They get a new different person to play Cap, but for when it came from the MCU, they did such a good job casting him.
He set the bar.
Yeah, and Winter Soldier is my favorite MCU movie of all time.
It's so good. Like I said, if you're to pick a superhero movie from, let's say, Marvel as a whole, to go up against, like, if you couldn't take Logan, if you couldn't take, let's say, Dark Knight from DC, if you couldn't take Joker, if you couldn't take them three, you're going to pick the Winter Soldier to go up against films, like film. Like, yes, we all love superhero movies, but films, like film, you know, it's so good, like a spy espionage thriller. Sign me.
Yeah.
And one of the greatest action movies of all time. Not just
and that Winter Soldier fight. Oh, I love that. And just Steve, like, because Steve is always seen as, you know, the goody two shoes, the Boy Scout. Him going against the system, I've always loved that, even in the comics.
I fucking love that shit. I mean, also, I just want to say, we know someone that doesn't like politics, Darius. You've got the blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy going against. I'm just saying, it's
he's a very political character, but yeah, it kind of has to be. He's called Captain America, so
it's inevitable. But we love Steve because he's a good man.
Yeah,
he reminds us all of what we could be like, and him picking up Mjolnir. Oh my fucking God.
Oh yeah, this is the theater reactions for that.
And last but not least, the man, the myth, the Mamba.
Well, I'm not going to break any new ground here. I'm going to be kind of a broken record, but I got to go with Steve. Like, I love Tony. Sam as well. I just love Captain America in general, but I love Tony.
He's grounded heroes, man.
He's probably the funniest one of the funniest MCU characters. He's super likable, but Steve, man, like his arc, I feel like, is the most underrated, I think, out of the Avengers, because like everyone talks about like Tony's arc, obviously, which is great, and even Natasha's arc, and kind of Thor's continuing arc and stuff. But like Cap's arc of being like going from like the dutiful soldier back in like the 40s when everything was kind of black and white, when it's like, we're the good guys, they're the bad guys. I do what I'm told because it's the right thing to do. But in the modern context, a lot of the time, things are kind of murky. Like it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Who the good guys and the bad guys are. And I think one of the most underrated scenes in the MCU is when he's talking to Fury in the elevator about when Fury's talking about his grandpa. And like,
show him.
Yeah, that's like, that goes to show the difference of philosophy between like Steve and like someone like Nick Fury, where Steve wants to see the best in everyone, but he comes to the realization that like, I can't just blindly do what people tell me to do. If I know something's wrong, I'm not going to do it. And I think I really respect that, especially in somebody like Captain America.
In a world where like everyone is so ready to get on it, like on the gun, it's so hard to be in the gray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it really is, because everyone wants you to pick a side, you know. And I think that's what's a testament to the character arc, is you've got like situations where Steve is a man out of time, and he's from an era where it's literally black and white. These are good guys, these are bad guys. This is wrong, this is right. This world is so gray now. Like there's so much moral conflict left and right. He represents the everyday man that's just trying to get a little bit better every day. And I think we can all kind of relate to that, because the world currently right now is so gray, it's unbelievable. Like it's like you don't know anymore what way is one side and one way is the other, because there's and now because of the age of social media and the internet, there's always a different perspective or a different lens. And it's like, whoa, it's like there's so much information to take in. How does one adjust to that? And he got his happy ending, you know. I'm happy for it, you know.
And like one of my favorite scenes in the entire MCU is in the first Avenger of all movies. That's why we were talking about it in our chat a while back. I kind of had to stand up for First Avenger because it's like one of those Indiana Jones type World War II movies that I just have a soft spot for, you know.
Yeah, I like it.
It has one of my favorite scenes where they throw the fake grenade when they're testing Steve.
He goes on top of it.
That was so,
he doesn't even hesitate. He just
First Avenger is so
underrated. Comes straight on that bitch, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, we're good, we're gravy."
Like that means a lot to me, because that's the kind of person I want to be. Like I want to believe that if a moment like that ever happened, I wouldn't hesitate to save someone. That's the kind of person I strive to be. I'm not that person yet, but I'm gonna work towards it.
You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. Yes, you are that guy, pal.
Like I want to say that I could be that person, like Steve Rogers in the moment, you know. And I feel like that's why his character strikes a chord with me. He's one of my favorite MCU characters in general, not just Avengers. But
yeah, no, definitely. And I think, you know, he's just the everyday man. Like you can relate to him regardless of what spectrum you are, what spectrum you're on, or what part of the fence you fall on. And I think there's something so powerful in having a moment where you sort of look at the character and see him for what he is and what's being presented to you, and you can kind of take that and go, okay, this is the angle they're going for. You know, how can I relate to this? How can I identify with this? And just the story, like the story of Steve Rogers is freaking dope, and it's just nice to see a character get a happy ending where they don't die just because their character's being written out.
I do want to give like a special kind of like an honorable mention to my guy Hawkeye, Clint Barton.
Oh yeah,
people do not talk about Hawkeye enough. Even in his show, which I think is really flawed, it's still like his arc throughout.
That should have been 13 episodes. Dove into his backstory, him being trained by the swordsman,
just a little bit more.
Like his time as Trick shot before he got recruited.
The stuff with his brother and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot there.
I'm good. And I really like the fact that Clint will be ushering like into the new era of Avengers.
I hope that rumor of that West Coast Avengers team is true, because and him being the leader.
Him and Hawkeye and Rhodey lead it. Let's go.
Him, Rhodey, Shang-Chi, make it happen, man. That'd be dope.
Yeah,
they're on the West Coast together.
It is wholesome, and I think that's the moment as well where, okay, it may sound cheesy, where Peggy likes him for him, the fact that he didn't even hesitate and just jumped on a freaking grenade. Like she liked him before the muscles, and the minute he got the muscles, she was like, "Oh, I mean, hey."
You got all these soldiers out here like that are supposed to be the bravest, not even diving on the grenade. And then
they'll run away like little cowards.
Yeah.
And he's like the first person that said, and the thing is, you may look at it and go, it's a grenade, he's going to die. If people are in the vicinity, they'll die too. Yeah, but it's a lesser impact if he holds it in his fucking chest. Yeah, he's gonna die.
He'll take the blunt force of the impact.
He'll take the majority of the blunt force. Everyone else around him will be okay. Instead of 10 people dying, 3 or 4 people will die. You know, that's still 6 people he's just saved by sacrificing himself. You know, and then he has one of the best scenes in the whole of the MCU after Thanos smacks the fuck out of his shield. After Thanos gives the speech, brings down the freaking cavalry, what does this mofo do? He straps up and says, let's go. And then one of the best shots in any movie ever. I need to find the shot. On God, I need to find the shot.
I think I know what you're talking about. Where he's facing them all.
Honestly, I remember Stuart saying this after we saw it. It was just breathtaking. Like this shot right here is one of the most beautiful shots I have ever seen in my life. That, like one man, like literally one man against a whole freaking army, like just and look at the light shining literally just above him as well to say that hey, the hope is there, hope is still there, and look and the looming darkness and shit. You know, it's like, and then you know
he's Marvel's Superman.
You know,
he is.
He just it's beautiful. 3, 2, 1 flies backwards and hits the wall. That first Iron Man film is so fucking good.
Iron Man's really good. The first Iron Man's a classic.
I don't think you can really replicate that anymore.
No, you can't. Like it's
I think put things in perspective. This was gonna make or break Marvel because Iron Man, most of the Avengers, nobody cared about them at that
situation point. Then.
Like they were a bunch of B or C tier heroes. In fact, the only reason the Avengers existed in the comics was like a last ditch effort to get people interested in those characters.
Yeah, it is.
Because like Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, X-Men, those were like the big heavy hitters. Like aside from like the Hulk and maybe Thor, most of the Avengers nobody really cared about them at that point.
Cared about them, especially from the era that most of us are from, where the Fantastic Four and the X-Men are.
Yeah. The heavy hitters.
You know,
that's why when you look at like the landscape, when you look at landscape now, like it's kind of going back to the way it should be.
In a way, yeah.
Back in the day, you know,
I wouldn't mind with the reboot. That's how they open. Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, X-Men. They're the ones that are in the focus at first, and then they build up.
I think what's going to happen, like I said to these guys, once multiverse is done, I firmly believe the X-Men are going to take over the Avengers in the sense of. Once the multiverse is closed, they've rebooted the X-Men. You'll get an Avengers versus X-Men down the line. You'll get whatever.
Yeah, that's obvious.
But eventually, as time progresses, the X-Men are going to take center stage, and the Avengers will sort of fade.
I just can't wait for the Fantastic Four, man. I'm probably
me too. I want them to nail that because the Fantastic Four are dope characters, and they haven't really been done justice yet. Like, don't get me wrong, that first movie in like the 2000s, I love it. It's a guilty pleasure, but
it's nostalgic. Yeah,
it's nostalgia, but it's not that great. Let's be honest.
It's not. Yeah, that's not Doctor Doom. He's not like this.
Yeah, that's no Doctor.
Not Doom. Like this tech billionaire who's like, no, that's.
They made him give him the Doctor Doom that could take on the Fantastic Four and the Avengers together and still win.
We need to see Doom done properly, man. He's
like
my favorite.
Like Doom in Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Like that dude, like he was standing on business.
He was on job.
Yeah, I can't wait to see all like the Doom stuff. Silver
Surfer. They better get Doom right.
I need to see my boy Annihilus on the big screen too.
Oh yes, I want to see Annihilus as well. And I don't know if they'll do it. I want to see them do Future Foundation. That would be dope. I want to see the Spider-Man and Johnny Storm friendships explored.
I think there's like an Easter egg of the Future Foundation on one of the new posters that are at San Diego.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
I think they're gonna do it, which is insane.
Yeah,
but yeah, we need to see Johnny and Peter's friendship.
Develop that because a lot of people don't know this. Johnny and Peter, they're not just friends; they're best friends. Like when Johnny died, he trusted nobody else other than Peter to take his place on the team.
Yeah, Peter is basically like a part of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, he's like an honorary member of the family at that point. Like that moment after Johnny's death, Peter with Franklin, he's consoling him, telling him about how he lost Uncle Ben. I love that moment from the comics.
Yeah, it's such a good moment. I can't wait for that.
And then who does Peter turn to when he gets the symbiote? He goes to Reed to get it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's right. The minerals are there. The minerals are there. Yeah. Now, essentially, we're about to end for this one, but guys, it's been a freaking dope stream.
Yeah.
We got a lot of shit that happened in this one. And I know that Jaden and Denzel are definitely down to do the next one as well. Yeah. Same as Ty. Now, he's not a Delta Avenger, but there is a special guest I'm bringing on for a little cameo just at the end, just to round this off. But everyone, before we go any further, and just so I don't forget, give a massive round of applause and a shout out to the man, the myth, the mamba, Darius Rogue fucking 2. A massive round of applause and a shout out to Kevin the Speedster. Check out his channel, guys. Let's get this mofo to 2K. Get his channel to 2K. And honestly, that backdrop, I mean, look at all that great fucking shit.
Yeah, thanks.
Sick. And give a massive round of applause to Adrian. Look at that blue. Darius, don't you like his freaking blue setup in the background? It just feels so somber.
It does.
It feels nice. Now, team, we're all going to do me a massive favor. We're all going to sing Happy Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Adam. Happy birthday
did I get here?
to you. Hip, hip. Hip, hip.
Hooray.
Right.
There you go, Adam. This is Kevin and Adrian, and of course we know Darius, of course.
I think
Adam,
I know this guy. I don't know though. Seems familiar.
I see. That's the thing. I was mucking a bit. I clicked the wrong link, I think, and somehow I ended up here.
I'll wear the glasses to match.
The other pair of Kanan.
The other pair of glasses that he brought down to London and left down here, so I still have them, and they don't actually fit my face properly. But I'm gonna rock them.
That's because we broke them when I came to your birthday.
Yeah, that's
true.
Yeah,
bent
that's true. Well, that's what happens when you start slamming on a freaking dancing board. Going fuck it, and then like
I'm Scottish.
And then Stuart's in the background pissing himself. But everybody, give a massive birthday shout out to Adam. Thank you, Lisa, Cobra Kai Wild Forever Red, Tristan, Adam.
You're one of like 4 July birthdays in the group, man. There's so many.
I know. Literally, it was freaking Shamoon's the other day. It's you now. Then it's Ginkgo next week. Then I'm next month. Like it's ludicrous.
Yep.
It's insane. But
I'm
everybody
a few months from now as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're close too. You're very close. I tell you what. Now there's 5 of us. Let's see if we can't do our little straight face. Thank you, God. I appreciate you, brother. Let's see if we can do the straight face. Hold your pose at the camera in
I'm
3,
gonna cheat a little bit.
2, you fucker. 1.
This doesn't look like orange and black.
Oh, oatmeal. Hook to spit on that thing. Got him.
No way you said that.
Yeah. Hot to spit on that thing. But thank you all for watching. Christian Cage also says happy birthday as well.
Thank you,
man,
Chris.
the myth, the apex. Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you all next week. And next week it's going to be a Kings of Pop Culture stream. So be there, be square. Adam was the post-credit scene. And we're going to be doing our wants and don't wants for Cobra Kai season 6. So that should be
the yearly tradition. I think
the yearly tradition. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Make sure you guys tune into that. There's going to be some fun. Legends. I love it.
We're gonna have another 2-hour Anthony debate, guys. I want you guys.
I don't believe it. Kenny would whip his
ass.
Like Jesus. But thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Peace out, team. May the force be with you. Now I have clicked end. Why is it not ending? This is very fucking awkward.
Post credits
every time.
End.